What's going on, you guys? Can you hear me fine? I'm extremely tired. You will never know it. Can you hear me fine?
All right. And I believe we are live. Welcome, everybody, to episode 176 of the Iron Lords podcast. As those of you who have been with us for a long time know and have been indoctrinated, anytime you hear my voice at the top of the show, you know something has gone left. You definitely know something has gone wrong. So once again, as he's prone to do, since LordCognito has abandoned us, since he's been elevated to another status, he can't be seen with the peons or whatnot. He has forced me to host the show as he gets some much needed R&R, of course. But he will be joining us in progress. So what's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 176. This is fantastic. We have some special guests in the realm today, two gentlemen who are not strangers to the realm at all. So let me introduce them first. We have the creator and host of the PS Trophy Room podcast, Mr. BadBit himself, PlayStation Nation stand up. What's going on, man?
It's been a couple of days, guys. It started off great, and now I don't even know where we are.
Why the pause, man? There's a long pause there. You had to compose yourself first.
Jim Tap Dancing Ryan needs a few more. That's all I need to say.
So, what's going on, man? What you've been doing this week? Besides PlayStation stuff, but what have you been playing?
Oh man, been playing the new Call of Duty. The alpha so far. So far, so good. I don't know if it measures up to Modern Warfare because I really like last year's, but the sound in this game is something special. So that's pretty much what I've been playing, other than just head down working on the trophy room stuff. But yeah, it's been a busy week, man.
Oh, BadBit, are you basically saying that you don't need to have that spatial 3D audio to take advantage of great sound, and it's on the PlayStation, and it's on the PlayStation 4 too?
Hey.
Real talk. When I'm playing it, and this is not for me to stay in my PlayStation too fast, but I'm already I can't wait to see what this is gonna hear what this is gonna sound like on PlayStation 5 and on the Series X.
Well, you're able to secure pre-order?
Luckily.
Fantastic.
We'll get into that. That'll be a section to the podcast unto itself, right?
Oh, nice. Yeah,
So let me just tell you, the only thing I managed to secure was that headset. So let's leave it there.
So if I got a man's, man, you can get it for that $8.99.
I'll tell you about my situation in a little while. So of course, next up, another person who's no stranger to the round table, our brother, panelist on the Brat podcast and Scumcast, and according to Rand Outdoor and 10 million other podcasts, Lord Forte. What's going on, brother?
Yeah, man, what's going on, man? It's great. It's great to be here with you guys, man. I always get a chance to just watch it from work or at home. Now I get to be here with you guys again. So
absolutely,
look, man, it's a lot of smoke about to happen today. I'm gonna try to mediate a lot of this as much as possible, but I don't know, man. Sometimes you gotta let the dogs eat, and I think that's what's gonna happen today.
That might be the case. Yeah, Cognito was like, look, man, let's get Forte in there to get some balance because they're gonna be loose today. And
gotta let the
PlayStation
eat,
don't it does a balancing
all right. So what you been playing, man? I know you recently recovered from what you call it, root canal.
Yeah, definitely. So I've been playing the Call of Duty beta, the Alpha 2, and dog, it's pretty cool. I'm with a couple other people though. I kind of got bored halfway through, so I'm hoping that there's a little bit more substance to it once we get the full game. It might have something to do with the fact that Warzone is pretty much the best way to play Call of Duty at this point now. So unless they have another way to spruce that up with the new game, I kind of just feel like this is just going to be more of the same when the new game comes out. But outside of that, man, it's just been working, telling customers to stop being mad, which we'll get into later on. And that's pretty much been my life. Oh, and then playing Destiny because of double drops in the Nightfall. So I've been doing that pretty much the entire week with Luca and Taz.
What is that game you talked about at the end? I never heard of that game before.
Oh, you never heard of it? Well, guess what? Guess what? On September 22nd,
it's my show today.
What is that thing called, King? That Phil Spencer gave us. That's going to give us something on September 22nd. What service is that?
What's this?
What's it called? Game Pass?
Yes,
Game Pass?
yes.
September 22nd. All DLC to this point being in Destiny 2.
I'm
boy,
not going to front. I'm going to reinstall Destiny when the X comes out because I just want to see it on there. That's it. And then
it's gonna look and run fantastic. I believe that's great customer service, though. To be honest with you, to be able to get the DLC for free if you have Game Pass.
Sure.
Anybody that hasn't played Destiny in a while, all that stuff, and it costs people because I paid for it. So
$200+ for me.
Yes, for you to get it free, man. That's kind of crazy. That is kind of crazy.
Like I'll be at least trying it out in November when the new expansion comes out. What, November 10th, right? Like that's what I'll be trying out. I haven't played it since
what
Shadow
else comes out that day, BadBit?
We got a new member of the realm
in the chat. Lord Spider-Man 356. Welcome to the realm.
Put
Lord
them shields up for your brothers.
Shields up for your brothers. Fantastic. Thank you so much for the support. All right. So let's introduce the 3 of the 4 horsemen of gaming that are here today. We have, of course, the co-host of the Iron Lord podcast and the young wolf of the ILP, Lord Addict. What's going on, brother? Addict in uniform, baby. Wait, listen, guys, we got 247 watching, and we got 79 likes. Get them likes up, guys. Yo. If we get them to over 300, Attic has to take off the t-shirt.
Listen, man. First of all,
I'm some altar comps right now.
Well, first of all, I'm a little disappointed because that outfit ain't complete. He ain't got no straws in his mouth. I
thought honestly he would wear the wife beater. With the hole in the nipple. I thought that was gonna happen, but hey, man, I'm happy that he got it on.
Guys, they're saying that Attic, you're muted.
No, he's not muted. He's fine.
I hear him fine.
I don't know what happened.
Do you
did you unmute yourself, sir?
No, yeah, I'm here now.
Okay.
I muted myself to make sure the podcast sounded right on my phone, and I didn't unmute it. But yeah, I'm here, you guys. I apologize. I'm out of my word. I got these whack
Somebody
overalls
put
on.
it down. as soon as you didn't unmute yourself. Oh, we got 2 more dislikes. Hello, people.
Fantastic.
I feel like the people were there for you, King, man. I feel like
no. We want to put clothes on.
And of course, we have the incredible hunk of the ILP, beloved Lord King David OTW. What's going on, brother?
Oh man, you better call me prophet. Oh baby, what's going on, people? You know what it is today. It's the day you all feared. Sunday is here. I want all your tears in a bucket and your knees in a box. Bring them to me. Bring them to me.
The funny thing is, over the course of the whole week, I was watching like a bunch of PlayStation podcasts, and it was like this. It's like this consistent message, like, Lord, I can't believe that King David was right.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like they said, that man is a freaking prophet.
And this is the thing about King, right? King, I gotta give it to King because King will sometimes make predictions that seem so outlandish, but he doesn't care because what happens is when one hits, you're done for life. You're done for life. He will never let you live that one down, and rightfully so, because a lot of them are shots in the dark. Like, nah, that's never gonna happen.
But it really isn't. If you look at the tea leaves, and you can tell exactly what's happening and what's going on. Most of the time it be common sense. Some dudes just be like, no, I refuse to listen to your brain. I'm like, okay, but you're gonna be messed up later. And it happens. There's a reason why I call him Jim Dance Moves Ryan. It's an absolute reason. Mr. Fred Astaire was in rare form this week.
Rare form. And of course, you got Lord Sovereign here, the player who lives for the selfish single player.
You ain't even asked me what I'm playing.
Oh, my fault,
man. You the worst host in the building. Somebody get him out of there.
What were you playing this week?
Okay, so shout out to Game Pass. I'm Captain Game Pass.
Apologies.
So Game Pass. So I found out recently this week they had Stranger Things added there. Black Desert came back again. It left and it came back. So I said, let me try out this Hot Shot Racing. And Hot Shot Racing reminds me of virtual racing from back in the days, mixed with a little bit of Daytona. And I was like, oh, this is kind of fun. And I have the power sliding like Ridge Racer. So it felt fun. My son loved it. I think it's fantastic. So I downloaded the Stranger Things, like I said, but I went back to the Resident Evil. Remember, I was playing it on PlayStation in VR. And I was like, hell no, I can't be doing this right here. This right here make you throw up. So, and I mean throw up from fear. Not throw up from being sick with the headset. So I started playing it again. I'm not gonna lie. Capcom was on to something when they made that game as creepy and as down to earth as they did it. Because as soon as I got back in that stupid house again, and had to move the pot cover again and saw the roaches on my arm again, it gave me that pit in my gut.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, I'm back in this claustrophobic, scary ass house all over again. So I can't wait to finish this game up because I never finished it up, and I'm glad it's here so I can play it on my X with the high fidelity and all that other stuff and get to that 8, because that 8 is like an extension of this and they keeping with that same creepiness. I'm down for it, man. So I was really pleased with what I saw with the PlayStation gameplay thing, the show with that part, so I can get that Resident Evil, because they show some nice stuff about it, but that's all I've been playing.
Okay, so where are you in the game?
Oh, I'm very early on. Remember, I stopped playing the PlayStation 1. And the PlayStation 1, I was pretty far.
Right.
So, but I stopped playing there. So now I'm starting all over again. Oh, and by the way, I finished the Avengers, Marvel Avengers, which to me plays just like a beautiful movie script. It was very well done. All the characters had good progression. It's a real grounded take on their world, and it can be easily implemented into the MCU. So I won't be surprised if a lot of those story parts that you saw will be used in the MCU for how mutants came about, because they at that point in time they weren't using the word mutant, they was using Inhumans, because remember this game was in the development when Fox wasn't part of Disney. So they couldn't use the word mutant. And when you see it, there's a lot of surprise moments. It was one moment that I actually stood up with the controller and I was like, oh my God. So it was a fantastic, take. I really love the game. I think the story is fantastic. They have to work on a little things on it. But other than that, it was a really good game. It's worth the money.
Now you saying, let me ask this up. Now you saying that you finished it.
Yes.
The problem with the game is what's going to be next for it. Do you see yourself enticed enough to want to go back and play more once new stuff comes out?
Oh yes.
Or you feel like you feel like there's still more for you to do?
Well, when they start, if they're smart about it and they want to do it like Destiny, and like when DLC drops for it, it has more to the story, because it's some stuff. It's just like a Marvel movie. Stick around and watch the end credits, because it's things that happen and you're like, what the hell was that? And it leaves you like, oh my God. And it's a cliffhanger. So you're gonna come back to it. I mean, you know what I really felt sad about automatically when I finished the game? The people on Xbox side who won't get a chance to play Spider-Man, because the Spider-Man part of it, if it's a large part of the story, because each character has their own storylines.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you find Tony, or you know Thor, or you know you're doing with the Hulk, these are large chunks of story that will be left out from a fan base that paid equal amount of money. Now, if they're just going to drop Spider-Man in there and be like, hey, a new character with movesets, that's a good thing then. But if you're talking about large portions of game story, then I have a true problem with that company charging me full price for not a full game.
And I think you're totally right on that. And I think there's an article that kind of elaborates. It's even a detriment to not just Xbox, PC, also to PlayStation fans who do love Spider-Man, because there is no way that you take that character and give that character a story, because 2/3 of that audience isn't gonna pay attention to it. So it's kind of just from what the feeling is, we have to see how they introduce new characters into it, but it could be just simply like, here's Spider-Man and he's there now, and that kind of sucks. If you're a Spider-Man fan like myself, yeah, not good.
Yeah, it's I think they really dropped the ball with that, really, because the game when I first saw the game, I was like, yes, and then everybody was all down on it because it didn't look like their heroes. But as you grow with the game, the characters' faces fit, the voices fit, and it's their world. So you come to like how Tony and I really was like, man, this is a really well done game. Everybody that was like, you know, peeing on it basically, and not giving it a chance, give it a chance. Give it a chance. If games of a service is not your thing, then walk away from it. But also, it's so much fun to play with my friends. We just drop in and drop out. I'm the Hulk, and you know they pick their characters, because I'm not getting off that character. I'm not getting off the Hulk. So, but it's fun. It's a real fun game.
Yeah, I think eventually I'm going to get into it. I just for the story stuff. None of the actual game as a service stuff appeals to me, but I heard the story stuff is great, so I at least want to experience that.
I'm gonna have to wait till that goes on Game Pass. That's what I'm gonna have to wait for.
Let's get this super chat.
It's got to be a Game Pass thing.
Let's get these super chats real quick. We have Crazy Horse with the $2 super chat. King, are we still breaking legs today?
Yes, sir. I got a couple of knees right here. As you can see, the boxes are stacking up.
Nice ashy knees.
Out of control.
Then we got Regulator 951 with the $2 super chat. Much respect for Gaming Forte's 15th podcast.
I've noticed that's become like a regular joke, Forte.
It's like, are you the hardest working man in podcasting?
Well, you know what? That's gonna when we finally put the join button on the channel, that's gonna be one of the emotes.
Oh, that's what's up.
10+ podcasts. That's what we're gonna do.
Then we have Beaner 8127 with the $2 super chat. Cog spits bars and lifts them. Keep it up. Cog will be joining us in progress at some point. And of course you have me, Lord Sovereign, the player who lives for the single player selfish experience, as I always do. The only thing I got to play this week was the Super Mario 3D All-Stars collection on my Switch. And it is what it is. You know,
digital.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
You bought physical.
I bought a physical and I put it to the side, and then I downloaded digital.
He about to sell that for $60.
Wait. So you double dipped?
Oh yeah, I double dipped. I'm not opening that though. I tell you this though. Anytime you try to force scarcity on something, more often than not, it doesn't work to make it a collector's item. More often than not, they probably have millions of these. They're going to sell as many as they possibly can, and they'll shut it off artificially. But I still think they're selling millions of these physical. So whatever, it's not going to be a collector's item, but I got it physical just in case. And if it's not, then I'll gift it to my niece and my nephew.
Oh, okay.
So I'm playing that. Those games are still great, man. I'm one of those people. I'm a Sunshine apologist. I like Sunshine. It's different. I really love Sunshine. It's a pretty game. It's very different than other Mario games. The controls are a little weird to get used to. But even so, I really enjoyed the game. And obviously Galaxy is a classic. It's absolute classic. And they all look great on the Switch. I think the appeal is, if you play Switch portably, you have them portably. I can play these games wherever I want now. And I think that's the huge appeal of it. I'm enjoying it.
Do you like how Nintendo gets away with sending you stuff that is not enhanced, not anything,
right.
and having you charge, basically full price?
I'm the biggest fraud in the world, and I'm in there with however many millions of other frauds.
Oh, I'm in there too.
I got it too. I told you I was.
Yeah, and it's that thing, like they always get a pass for that because it's just this is what they do.
So just so I clarify, you are open to give them a pass for it.
I know I'm going to give them a pass for it. Whether I'm open to it or not, I will sit here and criticize it a million times. And at the end of it, I will give you the caveat, but I copped anyway, right?
Yep.
The problem is Nintendo doesn't.
The problem is people like Saul.
No, it's not.
How many copies did you say you purchased, Addict?
I didn't buy any. I didn't buy any.
You said 3. When we talked about it initially, you said I ordered 3. That was high.
I never bought it.
So you changed your mind?
Look,
real talk. It just comes down to the power of IP. If you got the IP, you can do literally whatever you want.
I was okay with getting one until I saw Mario 64 still had the resolution of the original game. Dude, and then right there, I threw the whole thing out the window. I threw the whole thing out the window.
No, it doesn't have
I have it on my Switch Lite, and it's square as all hell.
No, it's just like this. And I'm like, I want the whole screen. I bought the Switch to use the whole screen.
Aspect ratio, and they didn't use the emulation version of like a Mame or something like that, or a Java. They left it how it was intentionally viewed, the aspect ratio, but the resolution is higher.
It's definitely crisper.
Yeah, they legit just put 3 ROMs on the cartridge and said,
And in terms of gameplay, you look at like 64, and it's obviously aged the worst out of all of them in terms of gameplay. But that said, like 15 minutes in, it still felt good. Like the camera's the worst. They should have worked on that, but it still feels good, and it tells you what a watermark moment for gaming that was.
Yep.
I remember when King came over with his Japanese version N64, and Cog and I saw that game for the very first time. Dude, it almost brings tears to the eye because we were just like, nah, this ain't real. Like, no way.
When he turned into Metal Mario underwater,
that was
it for me.
At the end of the day, man, it's just every company got one game that you was like, I guess. Like, mine's are Zeldas. Like, they do the same thing with Zeldas. I guess.
Next year it's coming. It's coming next year.
Well, that Halo ODST.
Well, I think there's enough.
That thing for me, like the fact that I saw them, they're putting inside the Master Chief Collection, and it's looking a whole lot better. I was like, oh my god!
I think there's enough
Yeah.
Zeldas to make me. There's enough Zeldas they can do this like 3 times, like
sure.
especially 3D. Like they can literally do one with Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask and Wind Waker. Then they can do a Twilight Princess, Skyward Sword. I don't think there's one after
did
that.
It twice. They'll do it again.
And then after they release them both individually, then they put them all together. Like
Yeah.
And that's exactly what they're gonna do in Mario, right? They selling it to you in a package for this limited amount of time, and then they're gonna separate them all out.
And then they're gonna redo them all.
They're gonna redo them all. Yeah, at some point, I'm sure at some point, maybe we don't live to see it, they're gonna remaster Mario 64 properly. They will.
Oh,
because
I got it right here though. I'm good.
Man, look at Mario, man. Look at Mario back there.
I told you, like you
want. You trying to figure out where Mario's at?
No, he's directly behind you. I thought he was on that. I thought he was on that spinner. You was gonna start spinning him.
Oh no, I didn't want to turn him around and then he jump off and then people just start turning off their YouTube.
Right.
Mario's free.
So
definitely get these super chats real quick.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say, Addict?
No, I was just gonna tell the super chats.
Okay, we got Brap with the $2 super chat. King, those empanadas looked on point. Salute, Lords.
Thank you, brother.
Then we have Beaner8127 with the $5 super chat. Jim is an idiot. While pulling on Xbox cross-gen, he unknowingly devalued all of PlayStation games for the next 4 years. Sling Poo, you get covered in it. I don't know about the devaluing part. We'll get to it. But we have Sin Vendetta with the $5 super chat. Lord BadBit, be sure to preach the gospel of the greatest game of this generation, Bloodborne. Fear the old blood.
True.
God.
What is it? Like, Sin Vendetta, please check me on this. It's been 2007 days since the launch of the greatest, game this generation, Bloodborne.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's been a minute. That is a game I'll cap for the rest of my life.
I will definitely be able to throw that game in the bushes with no return.
Yeah, I'd like to see it at 60. I definitely want to see that. Then did we get Demon Souls at 60? Well, they're saying it's 60. They're saying
60 for who? Why? For one eye. If we close one eye,
the VR version, the one eye version.
I don't know how they getting 60, but I don't know. I don't know.
All right, then we have our brother Lord Boom from Double Barrel Gaming with the $5 super chat. Rumor: Microsoft is planning to announce Series XS price drop tomorrow to $449.99, $249.99. If this happens,
that'd be crazy, but I doubt the odds of that happening.
Hey man, what did Phil Spencer say? We are agile in the price that
I think
systems are,
and I
we
think
will not be meek.
And I think you saw that with the $499 and the $299 price point.
That's not gonna happen for the simple point. They're gonna sell out. All these consoles is gonna sell out.
They're gonna sell regardless.
So if you drop your, sorry, go for it.
Okay, go ahead and finish what you're saying, BadBit.
It's kind of like what happened with the Xbox One. To me, I mean, it'd be cool because I save $50 on a console, but like you don't want to price drop a console even before it comes out because it displays a lack of confidence in the product.
Yeah. Right.
So you want to keep it at that price. These things, King, they're gonna sell out, both of them. Like,
listen, is a new generation. It's people that's eager to get it. It's the hot ticket items for the ending of the year. Yeah. So trust and believe. Don't be fooled by the initial sales, sold out all over the place, because both of them is going to do it. It's a longevity type of thing. It's who gets to 10 million first. It's called availability, people. So just be happy if you get one and enjoy it, but price wise, no, you're going to pay 500. These dudes are taking losses on these consoles, both of them, even at $299.
Definitely.
Just to clarify, man, I know I'm gonna call time on ourselves, man, because we only got one of our guests for a certain amount of time.
Yeah. Let's move on. So real quick, let's get this $5 super chat from Stitch. Happy to see Addict in uniform. Only took him 4 months. So like I said,
okay, no, I ain't going to even look. I don't have time to argue with you. Let's keep it moving.
It's Teesprings for us. So real quick before we get into the poll, real quick, we haven't done Combat Talk in a long time. Real quick, UFC last night. In the main event we had Colby Covington versus Tyron Woodley. Finally. Listen, Tyron it's time to walk away, man. I don't know what's up with this
He's
dude.
doing music. He don't care.
Colby is an animal, and he just walked all over Tyron. Tyron, once again, did not let his hands go. I don't know what's going on, dude. Like, this dude, he gets in there, and it feels like he freezes, and Colby just destroyed him.
But how the hell you freeze with a limited crowd? How the hell you freeze when it's like a gym type environment? I'm sorry. We got to stop making excuses for him.
Sure.
We're at the point now. When it comes to the big show, he's going to try to stretch out the distance of it, and he doesn't want to take risks. And I can see now why Dana White is really not high on the dude. So Dana White has been right, and Tyron, I'm sorry, boy. Just leave the music alone until you can 100% dedicate yourself to MMA. Stop playing around, because you're in there and you can get hit wrong, and everything in your life is a new medical alert. So please just stay away from it.
It really feels like he's back burnering it, and it shows in his fights. Like, he just doesn't feel like he's there. So walk away. So let's get into the results from last week's poll. There is no new poll because I don't have that sort of imagination like Cog does. So I'm just going to read out.
Man, so you got to say that people have spoken. We got to keep this original.
I can't be copying what Cog does, though. So the results from last week's poll are in, and the people have spoken.
There you go. There you go.
To the question, with the PS5 showcase recently announced, wow, this aged quickly, what do you think is the most important thing for Sony to accomplish in competition with the Xbox Series X/S?
Power.
The winner With a resounding 44.1% of the vote, PS5 was matched Xbox Series X at $500, which it did. Second place going to all the smoke with 24.6% of the vote. I don't care if PS5 is not shown in real life; it don't exist.
Yeah, that's kind of true, man.
So yeah, I mean, like what King was saying, we're seeing a lot of CGI PS5s, and we really do need to see that. So it was funny.
I saw the measurements on one, and I don't know if that was real.
See that?
Yeah, I don't know if that was real, to be honest with you. But if that's the case, that's kind of crazy. Now I know the HDMI is displayed next to it, and that could be like one of these trolls because they show you an HDMI and you believe, oh man, it's real, it's the HDMI. So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. That wasn't exactly how COG wrote it because I'm only looking at the results. COG has the actual script for it. So coming in third place with 17.4% of the vote, Spider-Man Miles Morales gameplay and launch, which they did achieve.
Yeah.
And then coming in at rounding out the voting with 13.8% of the vote, PS5 digital, $400 or less than Xbox Series X, which they also did accomplish. So, Mr. BadBit, what do you think about this?
What do I think about the poll?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much like the expectations that I was looking forward to. The thing that I want is them to talk to us better.
Yeah,
that's all I need to see from Sony. Better communication. But yeah, no, I really wanted to see the Miles gameplay and how that differs from what we saw from 2018, and it delivered. So
yeah, absolutely.
Well, I mean, was it on a Pro? Like
that thing could run out of toaster. I just want to see Miles in action. Like that's my superhero. Right. So I'm so happy for that.
Yeah, listen, I troll a lot. And I see a lot of times people put in the comments like this is a Xbox podcast. It's not. I'm an Xbox dude. All right. So every member on this panel plays something else other than Xbox, like
including you.
Yeah, exactly. I play my PlayStation.
I support
them.
People that, man.
But I support. See, I'm not like these shills out here that try to cat for their fan base and try to lie to them like they're not, active on other things and they go dark when they're playing their games. No, you want to see me on PlayStation? I'm called Xbox 360 level 1. And I'm over there, and it may sound like a troll, but so who cares? But I'm supporting more than the real dudes that claim that they're Sony dudes. Like, how you don't have a pre-order if you're a Sony dude?
Somebody was there. Yeah, like I said, the King showed the pictures. First in line, mask on, ready to cop.
What? I got my 4. Like, I got 4 of them. And I'm going to have your boo-boo in my house, and you're going to be mad. And I don't want to hear, I heard everybody switching picket lines. They crossing the picket line talking about it's going to be my second console now. Like, really, dude? Like, they I don't care how you feel the direction is going. Mm-hmm. They gave you what you asked for. And yeah, so what? They lied to you. You don't run the company. Like, you're not the boss, so they got to make money. Obviously, they need to make money because you're not purchasing a Pro when you're supposed to. You're not purchasing all this other stuff when you're supposed to. Maybe if you support the company like you say you support the company, they wouldn't have to do what Microsoft is doing because you say we don't support Microsoft, we don't buy games, but we buy Game Pass, and obviously that's a good thing. So they say, you know what, we're going to go that way.
That's clearly what Microsoft wants, too. Like, they want everyone invested into Game Pass because they want that consistent money, not all the money at once here, then all the money at once there. Because they still get the third-party revenue from the selling license. So
yep, exactly.
Let's go ahead and get these super chats.
All right, let's get these super chats, and we'll transition into the main event. We have Sin Vendetta with the $5 super chat. Days since Bloodborne's release on March 24th, 2015 is 2007 days. Wow, that's a lot of Bloodborne love.
Crazy. See that? I knew it. It's in my head. It's implanted there.
It's in there somewhere.
Date, time, everything.
Then we have Perfect Shogun with the $10 super chat. Shout out to our esteemed guests. I know it's been difficult securing a PS5 this week, but nobody in this chat is going to have a problem pre-ordering that like button. Thank you, sir. Let's hit that like button.
That's what's
we got
up,
376 watching right now. Let's hit that like. Get the likes up. Then we have Regulator with the $5 super chat. Sony out here frauding. How dare they announce the $400 all digital and only 50 people get it at launch? Sony is the biggest pimp out here. Salute Lords. Yeah. I mean, listen, man. They're losing anywhere from $60 to maybe $100 on that $400 console. You are not going to find that console.
And you know what the craziest part is, King? You know, we'll go ahead and save it for the first one because I have a little extra heat for Sony. But
I got mine.
Let's go ahead and do the Xbox, not the giveaway thing, and then transition to that.
Oh, okay. Hey guys, Sovereign has something for you, right?
I think so. Let's see. Hi, this is Lord Sovereign from the Iron Lord podcast. As you guys may recall, a few months back, King David OTW announced an amazing giveaway for the Xbox Series X. Well, I'm proud to announce that the Iron Lords podcast will once again be giving away another console at the end of this year. And that console will be a PlayStation 5. You heard correctly. So, how do you get in on this amazing giveaway? Let me explain. If you're already a member of the realm, you're good to go. If you support us either on Patreon or YouTube, you already have a ballot to win this amazing console. And if you support us on both platforms, you have 2 ballots to win this amazing console, as you also have 2 ballots to win an Xbox Series X. So, if you're not a member of the realm, what are you waiting for? Head on over to patreon.com, go to the Iron Lords Podcast Patreon page, become a member of the realm to get your chance to win a PlayStation 5. You can also join us on YouTube/Iron Lords Podcast. Become a member of the realm, and you will also have a ballot to win a PlayStation 5 console. And if you want to support us on both platforms, you'll have 2 ballots for each system to win either a PlayStation 5 console or, of course, as King David said, an Xbox Series X. This is an amazing opportunity that the Iron Lords podcast are so happy to bring to our community because you guys give so much back to us. So again, if you're not a member of the realm yet, what are you waiting for? Go out, join the realm on either Patreon or YouTube. And until next time, I'll see you at the round table.
Said, hey girls, do you like to dance to music at night?
I can't believe someone said tender, man. Like, that's crazy.
Don't swipe left on me, baby.
Wait, are we live? Are we back?
Yeah, we've been back. We've been back.
Yo, shout out to the chat for being mad messy. That is.
Said, hey, baby.
They said unmute. They said unmute.
We're muted.
We're muted still.
You shouldn't be. Talk.
Can you hear me, guys?
Yeah, you should be. You should definitely be live. Oh my god, man.
No sound. What about now? You hear us now? You have it? Yeah, all right, we're good. Yo, shout out to y'all in the chat for being messy. Very messy.
Like y'all gave us a funny contest with Mario music.
That was, I have to say, that video came in as plain as can be, and I handed it over to Addict and I handed it over to King, and they did a little Elvis Crespo on it. You know what I mean?
Yo, I'm gonna tell you right now.
When King gave me the finished product, I was like, why is he not talking like he's talking? Like, I had to go back and like fix it so it actually like synced up to what he was saying.
I said, after watching the video when it came, automatically I already had the tune for it.
Yeah,
I was like, we have an incredible fan base that is Latino, and being that this is Latino Heritage Month, we are definitely going to have that represented because I'm part Latino, but he's full Latino, so we're definitely gonna, cater to our fan base, empanadas.
So let me get these super chats up real quick. We got Smitty Smith with the $5 super chat. Hey, can we get a smooth like Lord Sob emoji? Salute.
Wow.
Stop
Then
being
we have-
messy.
Then we have Jean-Marc Louis with the $2 super chat. I feel like it's 1 a.m. and I'm watching an infomercial. Yo, you New York people know about that. Watching Video Music Box at 1 a.m. You know the videos. The videos that come on at that time.
Sovereign After Dark.
Look who's joined the realm.
Let Saul get his Tinder on.
Yeah, the boss is in the building.
What's going on? What's going on, y'all?
Chilling, brother. Yo, I gotta say, man, that as soon as you're not on the show, these two, they go hard on you, man. They really do. Like,
they be extra.
They be extra. You know, they talk about how Cog thinks he's too good for us. All this
What the hell? This dude is lying. That's all his rhetoric.
So let's get these super chats. We got Squirrely Dan with the $5 super chat. Yo, Saab, I had to hide the wife and kids on that.
Hold on.
Jonathan B.
Get Jonathan. Then I got to talk to Attic.
No doubt. Then we got Jonathan B with the $2 super chat. Is Saab giving away a PS5 or is he taking on a date? Taking somebody on a date?
Yo, Boricuas is in the building, son. You ain't hear that?
Boricuas in the house.
Yo, I was lit. So we got Trucker had Attic with Attic. Let me see this.
Yeah, he's in here.
No, we ain't seen.
Let's go.
We
getting that 40 50 demographic.
Oh, we gotta finish.
They're flying in, man.
We gotta get the rest of
the shout out to the realm. Look how many people joining the realm all of a sudden, man. It's this trucker hat, man. It's this trucker hat.
They came for that smoke. That's what they came for. So then we have Squirrely Dan with the $2 super chat to fix it. Saab, you didn't have to do that, brother. Then we have Ego. Well, okay. First off, we have a new member of the realm, Chaos Sloth. Welcome to the realm, my brother. Put them skills in the chat, everybody. Put them skills in the chat. Then we have Eagles Fan 76 with a $5 super chat. Lion Ryan, yeah, it's true. Game Pass subscription is not sustainable for Sony because game development costs too much when you only have 2 million subs for PS now. Oh,
facts. Wow. This is true.
Getting messy early in the chat, real messy. Then we have Insipid Ghost Luke Lord with the $5 super chat. Congrats to Xbox fan Mr. BadBit on hitting Pirate Legend. Much love to ILP and the incredible community. Team TCL represent.
I heard you getting your OLED from TCL.
Look, man, we ain't talking about. I have to formally step down from the TCL ambassador program. All right.
Oh yeah, he's gonna be leaving.
He's joining the Samsung family.
Yeah, he's gonna be leaving the TCL gang.
So, but right now, I'm still the ambassador because it's not here yet.
Yo,
then
what?
We have another member in the realm, the board game renegade. Welcome to the realm, sir. Let's get those crests in the chat. Oh, I think people want a PlayStation 5.
They trying to get that PlayStation 5, baby.
Are you implying they can't find one?
Quite possibly.
Let me explain something to the people that are for these giveaways, right? When we secure them, like if it's a hard to get item and we secure it, you're definitely going to get it. It may not be exactly on launch day because I don't want you to feel like, oh, I didn't get it on the 12th. But if we can get it before the 12th, you definitely have it on the 12th or the day after too or whatever.
And low-key, someone secured a PlayStation 5 for me. And if we absolutely can't find one for the realm, I'll use that one.
Well, see, that Attic is a fantastic person. Me personally, I would like my Escalade. So I'm going to tell you right now.
You're trying to buy me a whip.
Listen, not at one point am I giving up any of my 10 that I'm trying to make sure that I get 3K each for. Sorry, I love you guys to death, but I gotta get I gotta get that spaceship, baby.
And that's fine. Attic will take one for the team. That's perfectly
we ain't worried about that. The realm gonna get one, man. As soon as I see one pop up in my store, we gonna make sure we get
my
that.
Man Forte.
Thanks,
that's what we talking about. Because I'm going straight to where you at. I need 6 more, and I'm gonna make sure that you get
off of the Escalade.
Yes, you want the Escalade too, don't you?
Hey, who don't?
There we go.
Man,
we together.
All right, let's get Gerald Mack with the $5 super chat asking for a friend. Is the PS4 going to hold back the PlayStation 5 because they have cross-gen? Insert sarcasm here. Much appreciated the sarcasm. Yeah, we'll be talking about that in a little bit. Then again, welcome Sir Mozzie to the realm, ladies and gentlemen.
Crest up, put them crests up.
Put them crests up in the chat. People really want that PS5, baby.
Yeah, they going in. Going in.
Then we have Sin Vendetta. Hold up, I got jumped. Wow. Sin Vendetta with the $10 super chat. Question for Forte. I know GameStop won't allow me to pre-order more than one console per household, like a PS5 physical and a digital, or Series S and X. But can I pre-order a Series X and a PS5?
No.
Wow.
No.
Okay.
So you can only pre-order one?
One
you
console.
Pre-order one of each console per household, but there's ways around that.
Yeah,
I don't know. That's what he's asking.
Hold up.
I can't tell you what the ways are to get around it, but there are ways around that.
Clearly, he can't tell you because he's a member of the GameStop realm. But Lord Addict can tell you. Get your mamas to go in, your brothers to go in.
Yeah, but Addict, you know something? They didn't ask my kids their address.
Right.
You know, they just asked them they email.
Yeah, so I'll tell you the way it is if you have a power card, if you have power account card, it will tie your card to the pre-order. So if you go to another store and you pre-order another one under that same account information, like your same phone number, it's tracked across all stores. So
so don't use your power card.
As long as because they're basically going to cancel any pre-order. Like they'll keep your initial one, but they're going to cancel any pre-orders that they see that are tied to multiple power accounts, so you can't go to different stores. So as long as it's under different information, you should be fine. But I would be on the safe side and just have somebody else with a completely different name and different information just go in there and pre-order.
Yeah, we're going in there, truckload team on Tuesday. You know, truckload team, we're gonna pull up. And we walking out with 5. So truckload team, we're going in series. Team. That's right. Truckload team, we're gonna have them trucker hats on. We in there.
But the question is, can you order one of each though? His question is, can you order PlayStation and Xbox?
They are limiting it completely. And it's
that's ridiculous to me. Like
wait a second. What do you mean? You can't order because I already got pre-order.
So if you go in in one shot and order them both at the same time, they'll only let you pre-order one of them.
Oh no, he's talking about you can't order from the same company. Like so you can't go in there and order a digital and a physical PlayStation. No, you can't go in there and order a Series X and a Series S.
No, he was saying that
you can get a PlayStation and you can get
one of each system. Yeah,
right.
That was the question. The way that you were saying it seemed like you couldn't get one of each system.
He just scared the hell out of me.
He scared the hell out of me. You can get both systems. You just can't get both systems in the same family.
Okay, you just scared the hell out of me. Just I was about to say all my PlayStations is in the bushes.
They ain't about to restrict themselves like that.
I'm gonna have to call time on this, man. We only got Cognito for a certain amount of time.
Let's get the rest of the super chats. We have Stitch with the $5 super chat. All it was missing was the scramble channel image overlay on soft commercial.
Yo,
then we have that's the WHT channel. The wise old gamer with the $2 super chat. The video scared my kid. He no longer wants a PS5. That's good because he won't be able to find it anyway. The wise old gamer. Once again with the $2 super chat. The video was shot on Addict's TCL. Yes, it was. I need to up my camera game for sure.
Look, man,
you can shame me on that.
You guys need to stop attacking my TCL.
Then we have Kid Smooth with the $5 super chat. Cognito made me impulse buy a CX. Do it.
Baby, let's do it. OLED gang. Let's go.
That's not an impulse buy. That's a smart decision, baby.
Then let's welcome to the realm Mage of Lambs. Welcome to the realm, sir. Let's put those crests in the chat.
Squirrely, you were extra for this one, man.
So Addict, we have Squirrely down with the $5 super chat. Addict went so hard with the outfit that I traded the F-150 for the F-350. All right. So before we get into the PlayStation topic, the topic of the day, Lord Cog, what's going on, brother?
What's going on, man? Chilling live from foggy Washington.
Yeah. So how is the world burning over there? Is the sky on fire, sir?
Actually, when I got here, when I landed, they said that they had some rain recently. So since then, it kind of like cleared up.
Yeah.
So it's been regular, just like little foggy, little rain.
That's good because I know it was pretty bad over there.
Yeah, but we chilling. Weather's cool, everything's good. I see Forte, I see my man BadBit in the building. What's going on, y'all?
What you drinking over there?
We got
Gisette
a little wine. You know what I'm saying? A little wine.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell you right now, he got that Merlot cup.
A little Merlot.
That's the Merlot glass right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, he about to be out. He about to be out the window in a second.
Isn't it like 9 a.m. over there?
Yeah, it's early.
Drinking early.
You gotta set the day off right.
Listen, no, he
man.
never stopped the night.
Cognito was on vacation. He wants to drink at 9 in the morning. He could drink at 9 in the
That's
morning.
right. That's right. He can do what he wants to do. No doubt.
That's right. It's 8 p.m. someplace in the world.
So let's get into this topic before we do that. Let's get the wise old gamer real quick with the $5 super chat. I don't know about you, but I'm rounding up all the crackheads for Tuesday.
Shout out to the lemon.
Wow. All right. Let's get into these topics. The topic of the day, ladies and gentlemen, is the PlayStation 5 showcase. So there are multiple layers to this, right? So let's start out with just objectively what you guys thought about what you saw in terms of games. Remove from it, divorce it from everything that came out afterwards, right? Just tell me what you thought about the games. Did you like them? Did you not like them? Was the show weak? Was the show strong? So let's start out with Mr. BadBit. I know Mr. BadBit got to go, so let's go. And actually, let me just get these super chats real quick. I apologize. We got Jonathan B with the $5 super chat. Card copper OLED and start traveling the globe and showing up late for shows. I see how it goes.
You say he's getting bougie on?
I never said that, but some people believe that. Then we have OE Wonder Gaming with the $5 super chat. The PS5 show just exposed the media and gaming community and their narratives. Overall, this upcoming gen looks to be special, especially on Xbox. Then we have Smitty Smith with the $5 super chat. Lord Cog is about to put on the velvet smoking jacket. Salute.
Yes, the cigar in the mouth.
All right, Mr. BadBit, man.
Yeah.
So what did you think about the show?
Just the showcase itself, to me, walking in, Sony needed to do one thing. They needed to show that roadmap. They needed to show you why you needed to get excited for the future of PlayStation. So they needed to show you what's coming at launch. They needed to show you what's coming next year. They needed to show you what's coming into the future. And with that, they did all of that, right? Like Final Fantasy 16, I know a lot of people freaking out about. That game ain't coming out for 5 years. You know what? They showed you the future that way. God of War as well, God of War 2 with the Metroid PNG image, and then like the other stuff like Deathloop, Hogwarts Legacy, the things that are coming out next year that are going to appeal to a wider range. Definitely Hogwarts Legacy more than any. They needed to show that they're willing to make those deals, shake those hands, and also get other audiences, bigger audiences, looking at this event. So that's why you saw the Call of Duty single player event there. That's why you saw 5 seconds of Fortnite. It's to get those audiences looking at what's going to happen this generation and kind of, trick them into thinking, oh, this is the place to be. Since I can't play Fortnite on my iPhone, let's go roll the dice somewhere else. So to me, they nailed it with the showcase. I thought it was a really solid show. My favorites out of it is definitely Miles Morales. They needed to show me why I need to get a PlayStation 5, but now it looks like you could just.
I was about to say,
but like real talk though, like they wanted to show you why you got to have this platform. This is the way to do it. Miles Morales looked a lot of fun, whether it's a DLC or not. Like seeing that combat looked really nice.
To be honest with you, I wasn't the biggest fan of like the 2018 one, but that combat looked a lot more interesting than whatever I played in that year.
Yeah. It looks like it's ditching the gadgets with abilities. So you're using that Venom Strike like a grenade or like a chain AoE ability. So like you're playing with his abilities in really unique ways, which is really cool. And of course for Sin Vendetta out there, the thing that I've been watching on repeat is Demon Souls. That demo was, I love how they're just like, have it on one hit mode because we need to get through this fast. But like that really showcased the fast loading that they wanted to show off. So when you're going from point A to point B, it's instantaneous. Even when you're traversing through fog, it was really fast. So
I didn't see that long pause.
Right. Exactly. It was just like right into the moments of gameplay. So and that's a launch title. And that is the thing that's really getting me through the door. Because as though I'm gonna be real, never played Demon Souls. I'm into Bloodborne. I love that game. That's what's gotten me into the Soulsborne genre, and I've played most of the games since. So I want to go back to the original beat, the thing that started it all. Seeing Blue Point, knowing their pedigree, I am so into this game, man. So to me, the showcase hit on all the levels it needed to hit, but it's the aftermath. And that's something
and that's why the topic's called the aftermath.
The aftermath. All right. No, I agree. I think in terms of Demon Souls, it really it needed to be there at launch. Same with Miles. So I was happy about that. But we'll get to Forte's thoughts on it. So Forte, you were on the live stream with the Lords, and I purposely didn't listen to too much of it because I wanted to get raw reactions today from what people felt that day. So I kind of quick overview. But I didn't hear everything that everyone had to say. So tell me what you felt about the showcase.
So my thoughts haven't changed from the moment that I saw it to now because I can separate what happened after the fact from it. I think it's literally by far the best show that happened this year. I think this show was literally a blueprint to show other companies how you do a digital event online in the middle of a crazy world that we're in right now. I think the talking points were on point. I can probably say some of the games they showed towards the end lost a little bit of steam just because they were just throwing, it was like filler that people didn't really care about, which that's where the show dragged itself down with. But when you show gameplay of Miles Morales and you're showing off that ridiculous combo system and just, I never thought they could actually literally uplift what they did with Marvel Spider-Man when they showed the cinematics the first time in gameplay. They literally did this with the bridge scene, and I was like, bro, if you're not excited to play this game, there's really something wrong. Because even if you're not interested in this type of game, it just makes you want to. It just literally makes you want to play it. And then Demon Souls, I'm nowhere near a Demon Souls fan, but just looking at that, I was like, wow, I remember what the old one looked like. It looked nothing like that. And
it's a completely different game.
It's a completely different game. And to me, they really hit it out the park when it came to, like BadBit said, the first part, the messaging. They sold you on what you can expect when it comes to PlayStation. Now, we all thought this was PlayStation 5. It comes to find out that it's also just PlayStation in general, which is still a good thing because it still entices you to want to be in that ecosystem. And I think that's all they really technically want you to be. And that was good. So I gave it an 8.5 out of 10. I think it was really, really on point. They gave us the price. They gave us release date. They botched on the pre-order thing, but they did. They gave you pre-orders in it, so they gave it all to you in one fell swoop. It was just the aftermath that took all the air out of it. But for me, the show was great. We had fun in there, and I think a lot of people really enjoyed what they had to show during that event.
Absolutely. Let's get the super chat real quick before we head on to Addict. Can't say you, Gerald Mack with the $5 super chat. Can't say you've been drinking all day unless you start in the morning. Welcome to the West Side, LordCognito. Shout out to the Lords.
You know what time it is.
So with that, actually, we'll skip over Addict first. Let's go to Cognito. Spicy. What did you feel about the show this week?
Yeah, I got a chance to rewatch it again, and BadBit's making some great points. I mean, on face value, when you look at how the show, especially how the show started, it was really heavy hit after heavy hit. I thought obviously Miles showed well, then you got the Demon Souls, you got I thought actually what was underrated was the Harry Potter joint, the Hogwarts.
Oh,
because at the end of the day, that's gonna appeal to a big audience, right? So I thought that was smooth. I like what they did there. I agree with Forte. In the middle, it started to drag a little bit. There was some questionable decisions. I felt like I didn't know why Fortnite was there. It was like another game
because they made a deal with Epic.
5.
Thank you, BadBit. That kind of pissed me off. I was like, I didn't want that to be there. Because they were on such a good roll with new stuff, exclusive, and then I liked how they used the verbiage. Like from this point on, everything you're gonna see is PlayStation 5 on gameplay. So they were taking the cues of what everybody was kind of upset about, and I like that. You know what I'm saying? But as we know, it's because the Lords went live with King and everybody. as the information started to come out, then we started to see the show deteriorate, and we started to see things fall apart. I don't know if we're getting into this with this topic, or you want me to save that part?
Oh yeah, we'll get into it. I just want to get everybody's general sort of feeling first, and then the smoke will come afterwards. So
the smoke. Okay, so I ain't gonna touch it. But at the end of the day, look, as a show, I thought what they had to show was fine. You know what I'm saying? And minus a little 1 or 2, 3 mishaps, and then they did really well. I felt at the end is vintage Sony. The one more thing. And yes, it was a JPEG. I know King gonna kill him, but at the end of the day,
no, I'm not gonna.
Okay, well, King, you gonna kill him on the year because I think you and Rand do not believe it's 2020.
No, you're gonna be very surprised with what I gotta say.
Oh, okay. So at the end of the day, I thought that was vintage Sony. You know what I'm saying? You give your fans a taste of one more thing, and that part was dope. So overall, that's where I'm at with it. I'm probably gonna have to rewatch. I'm still like 7.5 ish with it because again, selfishly, because remember, gaming is a selfish thing. Most of those games are not for me as far as the launch window. You know what I'm saying? But overall, I know that Demon Souls Miles is for me, but Demon Souls is going to appeal to a huge base. So that's what I get.
It is. Definitely is. It definitely is. Lord Addict. What were your thoughts? Take a deep breath, sir.
I thought, first off, I want to say I apologize to the chat. I forgot I have to mute on OBS if I talk because normally I'm not on the OBS part. So I definitely apologize for that in my conversation about what to eat for breakfast. But all right. So, one thing I want to bring up is I didn't really enjoy the show. Like, I enjoyed some of the announcements, but I felt like the show itself wasn't even that impressive. It was okay. If you really think about it, the only thing that really applied to me was the beginning, which was Spider-Man Miles. And that surprised me because you guys all know how I feel about, the Spider-Man game. And then Demon's Soul at the end. Like,
what about Final Fantasy though? What do you think about
it? I wasn't feeling Final Fantasy. Like, really? And it wasn't the fact that they obviously went away from turn-based. But I was like, they exchanged turn-based with how the game looked. I still don't agree with that decision, but at least I knew the game was going to look impressive. I didn't think the game looked impressive. I thought it looked mid. Like, the fire animations look like early this gen.
They look I'll give you that, Attic.
Sure, the combat looked a little bit closer to Final Fantasy 7 than 15, but that didn't even look that impressive. Like,
did you like the return to sort of the fantasy settings / Game of Thrones?
I liked how Final Fantasy. That's what I was about to say. Final Fantasy used to be about crystals of the elements that you'd have to protect. And they went away from that for years. And this is one of the very first games that they went back to that. So I was okay with that. That was fine. But as far as everything else, I wasn't feeling it. Like, and then let's not to mention 30 minutes in the middle of the show was I didn't, dude. I didn't care. Like
Spider-Man was in the middle of that show.
No, it wasn't. It was at the beginning. It was the second thing. See, you know what's crazy? Hold on.
You got to remember, Final Fantasy was like 6 minutes of it.
Yeah.
No, people behind me. You guys got to leave.
Yo, mute your mic. Mute your
mic. No. Do that live. You in that trucker suit? Do that live, man. Trucker. Let them know, man. Let them know.
No, they couldn't hear me. I'm muted. They couldn't hear me.
Yeah, you had that hat on in the trucker suit. Yo, get out of here. I'm on the show. Get up out of here.
When it comes to the show, that's how bad it was. It was Miles was the second game they showed. And Forte said it's at the middle of the show.
Okay.
So it's just like I wasn't feeling the majority of the games there. God of War was one of the biggest games they showed, and we got a JPEG. Obviously, I didn't expect much more, but let's be real. We can't go at people like Nintendo for showing a JPEG of Metroid like 6 years ago and just let Sony get away with that.
But that's the thing, though. They show a JPEG and they say 2021. It's like,
that's not coming out 2021. Let's be realistic.
You know what? I'm gonna give you a realistic take on that 2021, which possibly might happen.
Yes, go. Okay, so let's get into King's thoughts. King, you had a couple of days to sit on this. So let it percolate somewhat.
So I gave you 2 stars, and I have to take one away.
Ooh,
right. And let me explain why. This is a selfish gaming experience, right? And I said that they needed to do a couple of things, and they basically pretty much did most of the stuff that I was talking about. But we're talking about the show itself, right? We're not going to go into. I like they gave you price, great, good, that's great. Miles, I told you they needed to have miles. Yes, they did it, and I think people will like to be a prisoner of the moment and don't really know what a milestone game that 2018 was. And the combat, I didn't see too much different from the original combat, to be honest with you. I just saw a different character doing different moves, right? And so I'm not going to jump on the hyperbole train, but what I would say is I've always been excited for Miles. That was the only reason for me to get a PlayStation, and it stays the only reason for me to get a PlayStation. Now, when somebody says something like Demon Souls never appeals to me, right? And I've learned that by trying to get what was the but it looks great. See, I'm not gonna fall in that trap no more. I don't have $70 to give you for your trap. You understand? So it's not good. You're not fooling me any longer. No, it's not going to be a game that I'm going to purchase to pop in to say, look how pretty it is. There's nobody in my house to see how pretty it is. It's just me.
Regardless what this game is, it's still a remake. Like, yes. Should we be paying $60 for that? Like,
well, no, it's $70, brother.
Oh yeah, that's right. They increased
and I did see somebody put up a stream of the first one and the second, and I mean, like, the drums is incredible. But then while I'm watching that, and not to take away, not because we just talking about how we feel about the show. We can go into the aftermath later. But how I felt about the show is, if I saw any game that I was interested in, it was a multi-plat, right? So I said, okay, well, I got to take away a minus from that because I'm not purchasing for them. So this is a Sony show. What did I take away from Sony's show? I took away Miles. And yes, Miles is truly tremendous. And I took away a price point. And I'm like, yes, this is it. We are here now. And then they gave you the pre-orders will go tomorrow. Okay, so now that you're giving me somewhat of a roadmap, I can roll with you guys. And when I say it's a one for me, I'm talking about games across the board that they showed that I was excited for. All right. So I can't tell you that I'm going into the store and I'm going to say, give me bug snacks and give me this and give me that. I'm not. I'm going to say, give me Miles, and I'm walking out the door. And that's where your purchasing power goes. Now, when I saw God of War and they say 2021, I was looking for them to say 2023. When they say 2021, now what you're telling me, in light of what has been transpiring lately, that now what I was telling you from the beginning, from the rip, they're not chucking out old assets. These games cost X amount of dollars to make. This is not 1986, guys, where, okay, we're going to go on to the next game. It's going to take 5 years to develop. No, we're going to use the same assets that we used because we developed this stage. We developed this world in Spider-Man, and we're going to change the character. We're going to give a different storyline, but we're going to grow it from the existing textures, existing material, existing world. So stop capping, thinking it was built from the ground up, special stuff. It's not. It's a DLC.
And if you think about it, even you think about it, some certain scenarios was done to where it was new. You know what I'm saying?
But no. It's not.
Let me finish.
Yeah,
like, regardless, even if these textures were made from the ground up, it still represents something that's already made. Like, it's not like they made new avatars from scratch, because the majority of the game, I assume, I've never played Demon Souls, it's going to be what was in the first one, just highlighted and looks better.
Yeah, I can get to that too. But when they show God of War, is Horizon 2 running with the same assets? Because the turnaround is pretty close. Yeah. So you're saying if the turnaround is next year or close to it, all these games that we're seeing, even when you yell out Ratchet and Clank looks so incredible, I actually went upstairs and played the first one all over. I said, oh, man, well, I got a lot of boards that look just the same. They're using the same assets, the same worlds, the same algorithms, and yeah, you putting more NPCs here. You're prettying it up. You're getting
particle effects, the ray tracing, all that stuff. It is at its core built
the same stuff
off of that game. You
know? So everybody's yelling out, "Oh man, Insomniac is the hardest working dudes." And no, Insomniac is the dudes that turned into Mortal Kombat and they reskinning stuff. You know, you got Cyborg and you got Cyrax and you got Melina and you got Katana. This is what they're doing.
All right, so look, the King has already gotten into the smoke part, into the aftermath part of it. So let's go. I know King. I'll let King elaborate more as we move into.
I want to go first. I want to go first.
All right, but remember, we got BadBit only for a little while longer.
Yeah, let's get BadBit first.
I want to go after BadBit then because I have stuff in my mind I gotta get out. and in case you haven't noticed, in case you haven't noticed, my voice is already going out. So I got to get my bars off.
I got you. All right, so Lord BadBit, the name of the show today is the aftermath, right? Because the aftermath is where all the good stuff happened, right? We enjoyed the show. There was some great showings for Sony first party stuff, but there was stuff that was weirdly missing from the actual show proper, and there are details that started to trickle out as the show concluded that sort of put a little bit of a damper on what we had seen already. So let's get into your thoughts on that, the aftermath. But real quick,
not to cut y'all, because y'all got two people that joined the drunk realm.
Yes, we do.
And Motivate and Delilah HD.
No doubt. Shout out to Hustle and Motivate. Welcome to the realm, my brother. Put them crests in the chat, and of course, Lady Delilah. Welcome to the realm. Put them crests in the chat. Thank you so much for joining the realm. We appreciate it. So, Lord BadBit, tell me what's your PlayStation Nation, baby. What did you feel?
So I man, there's a lot of feelings. None of them are good. I gotta say this. You know, look, I know I host a Trophy Room PlayStation podcast, right? I'm supposed to talk all nice and positive. No, it's not. It's not been fun. It hasn't been a great experience. So like I'll tackle first the pre-order bit. I see a lot of people falling back on it's the retailer's fault. It's the retailer's fault that the pre-orders happen this way. Whether it's they leaked it out first, you know, whether they broke embargo or not. Yes, retailers are at fault for doing that. But at the end of the day, that fault hangs on Sony's shoulders. They should have, at that pre-recording show, and I'm fighting my sinuses at the same time here, but at that show, they should have said, hey, pre-orders are up at Friday, name a time, right? At that show, so that people knew, not after the fact, not on Twitter, not this guessing game that happened for 48 hours. Look, I had to hunt down, I'm recording a podcast and at the same time trying to hunt down a digital PS5. Like that's how bad it was, guys. It was awful. There's no sugarcoating it.
Digital?
I went digital. Yeah. I'm done with the physical life.
So you went digital not knowing exactly what the hard drive space is?
Yeah, because I usually get an external anyway.
Okay. So you're gonna pay the extra $500. I got you.
Sure. Yeah, exactly. That's no, real talk. My PS5 is a graduation gift, so I'm splurging all out on it. That's just me. So with that said, though, like the way that I pre-ordered it through PlayStation, I'm one of Jim's chosen ones, was how it should have been.
Chosen.
I saw that on Twitter too. Have to take it. It's now mine. So like that's how it should have been. But the fact that they totally just dropped the ball, it's embarrassing. And when it comes to Miles Sackboy and Horizon 0 or Horizon 2 being PS4, PS5 and being cross-gen, that is just deceitful. That is just lies. That is just BS.
So let me ask you this. Obviously it's deceitful because of what they said they were doing, what they promised. But you personally, is that something that bothers you? Is that a square that you stood on? Like, listen, man, like
yes.
So you absolutely believed in, hey, I want this cut in generations. I don't want to be held back by anything.
Exactly. And my co-host was not like that. He's very much like, like with Xbox's moves, he liked it. With this one, he was fine with it. But for me, I'm just like, no. If Jim came out and said in June going, yes, we believe in generations, but for the first year, here's how everything's gonna roll out. It's gonna be a slower move or transition into the PlayStation 5 because we have 100+ million PS4s. We have to still respect that audience too. Fine. Just tell me that, but don't give me this bullcrap of like, oh, everything is, everything's built from the ground up, because I know for a fact immediately after Horizon 1, they were working on Horizon 2 midway through development. They were given PS5 dev kits. So like, I already know that that's nonsense.
Yeah, it's nonsense. And the thing about it is like, what hurts about this situation is this: they sat there and they saw the vitriol that Phil Spencer got after he made his statements, right? They saw that, and they immediately do what Sony does. What Sony's very good at reacting and taking the reactions of the public and using it to their advantage. And they saw the vitriol that Phil Spencer got as a result of saying, look, we want to transition smoothly. We want people not to feel like they're being left behind. And immediately they came out and said, we believe in generations. This game is going to be on this platform. These are going to be here. And so the thing about it is that it is a blatant lie, right? It's not that they recorded this video knowing full well what they were doing. And that's what is the worst about it, right? Because all these companies lie to us in some way, shape, or form. They don't love you. They love your dollar. That's what they care about. So that doesn't bother me. The fact that this was so blatant, and it was blatantly to take advantage of what they saw was happening to Phil Spencer online, is what really feels icky. It feels really icky.
Yes. And that's my whole problem with, like, the showcase was great. Everything after the fact, though, muddies all of it. And so, like, that said, like, I would be fine if it, like, because rumors was for a very long time, and it totally makes sense, hindsight 2020, that Miles would be a multi console launch, because look, the only person benefits from Miles being PS5 is Sony, right? Marvel isn't gonna, they want the biggest check possible if you're Marvel. So I totally get if that's a PS4 too. But again, if Jim just came out and said, hey, listen, we believe in generations, but for the first year, you can expect this from us, a smooth transition from PS4 to PS5, whatever. There's a million different PR ways as a PR person to tackle that way better. We would have been on this board. We would have been on the bandwagon. And after hearing all of that, because as someone who covers PlayStation, I'm not a fan of PlayStation. I appreciate them. I love games. Like, Luke in the chat, I'm a Pirate Legend Sea of Thieves. How many hosts? How many people here are a Pirate Legend Sea of Thieves?
Not me.
Like, you put a controller in my hands, I'm gonna play that game, right? So, like, as someone who straight up covers it, watching it after the fact,
and I do have to bring up that he did beat me in Halo Wars 2. So
there you go. See,
gaming.
So with that, and it was a good match. Like, it is
because I won.
Hey, I do want to point out they wouldn't give me the rematch. I do want to point out they wouldn't give me the rematch
if you don't win the first fight.
Work your way back up. That's wrestling.
Oh, wow. I love
that.
This isn't WWE, all right?
To me, when I was seeing all that roll live, I was just like, I wonder how the fanboys are going to react to it. And it is so interesting to see the people that were, defending PlayStation's "we believe in generations, Halo's being held back" narrative, and just see them go silent.
Yes,
and just like not say anything.
Can't say anything. You can't say anything. And then a couple of days later, they tried to spin it or whatever. There were those that tried to spin it, and try to run with it. And then there were some that really admitted. I got to give a shout out to Porter Rock. Porter Rock, he memed himself because he was like, "Huh? What?" Like, so I mean, there was people that had difficulty accepting. There were a lot of different reactions to, but in general, I think everybody was taken aback by the fact that the lie was so blatant. So that was the craziest part about it. So let's get.
I think it was more abrupt. Not blatant. I think the abruptness of it It's like, yeah, man, I don't care anything about that red right there, man. Yo, pass me that red hat, bro. Like, what did he just say?
For sure. It was a move like that. So before we give it to Addict, let's get these super chats real quick. We have the wise old gamer with the $5 super chat. This is the millennium of aftermath. It ain't gonna be nothing after that. So give me one more platinum plaque and FPS5, you can have it back. Wow. Got some bars.
Ball game.
And then let's get the crust in the chat for Justin Russell. Welcome to the realm, sir. Let's get some crust in the chat. Thank you so much.
And everybody trying to get that PlayStation 5, baby. I feel you, man. Hey, throw your hat in the rim.
Yeah, the Suavemente edition of the PS5.
Yo, it's the COVID sovereign face on it.
Then we have Stitch with the $5 super chat. For those of you that got a PS5 digital, there's a workaround to be able to play your PS4. Go to your local preferred store and get yourself a PSN card.
Yo,
savage in the chat.
You know what's funny, Solve, that I was just thinking of? You're about to join me, Cognito, and King David on the memes because you know people about to pick apart that.
Oh yeah,
for sure. I knew it was coming. I knew it was
your
coming.
Tinder is about to be loose.
So, Addict, the floor is yours, sir.
Look, there's a couple things that I felt like is really bad. Okay, first off, I want to bring up something I don't really see people bringing up. Sony has low-key made a cheaper console, but don't intend to sell it to the most people. Like, they're like, okay, you know, we can't do this. We can't do this price thing, man. We got to make it lower. But that lower one's gonna cost us a lot of money. Oh, all right. Let's just only like print like 10%. Like the other 90 is gonna be the physical. Like Forte, when you were talking, you told me that the digital was way less than the physical, didn't you?
Yeah, it's like 5-1.
Yeah. So like, to me,
it's like they're using. It's like they use that system to hit a price point just to have the narrative saying that we have a system at that price.
But they never intended.
No intentions of selling. No.
Well, real talk. It's a little bit of A and B. It's one. Yeah. It's like they definitely they want it for the price as well as the fact that most retailers, especially GameStop, and this is something we're talking about on the trophy room, of like if we were going to be surprised if they even sold this thing, because it's literally like selling a goodbye to your customer. So from what I understand, a lot of retailers just didn't want the digital in the first place. So I was very lucky when I am one of Jim Ryan's chosen. A lot of those digitals being sold on through PlayStation directly, because like if you're GameStop, why do I want digital consoles?
It's just to me.
Real quick, I missed the Wise Old Gamers. One of the super chats. We have $2 super chat from the Wise Old Gamer. Looks like the PS4 still has some miles in it. Haha, I like that. Well played, sir.
He got bars.
He got a new one.
Then we have E. Murray with the $5 super chat. Let's also add that now the PS4 is going to be supported for 4 years. That's 2 more than the Xbox One consoles. I mean, listen, I got to give it to Aaron Greenberg, and it wasn't him. Like he put the little eyes on it, but somebody immediately posted that the Xbox Series X now, or the Xbox platform now has the most confirmed next gen exclusives.
And that's crazy, because me and LordCognito, we were talking like Microsoft and Sony have low key flipped scripts. Microsoft was the person like we're
did I
everyone's gonna stay together. We're all gonna get in the circle. We're all gonna spin around in the circle. No one's getting left behind. And then we do that showcase, and they're like, everyone's getting left behind. Like they're like you see this Halo? This is the only game you getting. You only getting this Halo. And then obviously like a month later, like, you ain't getting the Halo anymore, fam. Like, because it's just like, it's crazy, because Sony used to be the other way around. Every game's gonna be exclusive. We believe in generations. A month later, everyone's getting the games. PlayStation 4 is getting the games. They're like, we're gonna get PC Demon Souls and then act like it never happened. Like,
but and that's the thing. Like, I understand. Like, look, the PS2 was supported for 17 years. So like when they're like, we're gonna support the PS4, I'm like, oh, so you're gonna get more some more multi-plats. You're going to see maybe a year more of Call of Duty, a couple years of Madden and all that. But then, like, how can you believe that when Jim Ryan has already just like BS you 3 times in an afternoon?
He's a liar.
But when it comes,
we're coming at Phil Spencer saying how Phil Spencer goes, he flip flops on what he says and stuff. I was like, listen, y'all talking about something that I seen that timeline of that tweet like over the last 4 or 5 years of all the things that Phil Spencer said. I was like, man, I said Jim Ryan literally passed that up in an afternoon.
Yeah.
He said, "Hold my beer."
The crazy part is a lot of the times when these corporations flip script and their messaging gets weird, let's be real, it's from feedback. Like, a lot of people, it's like, we want exclusive next gen experiences. I was one of those people, and then
what happened?
Jim Dance moves. Oh my man! It's a let it ring. Let it out. Let it ring. Air it out.
I gotta say it, man. I gotta say it. At the end of the day, with this whole PlayStation and Miles coming to PlayStation 4, who did that for you? It was Phil Spencer. Like, it's just like, look, like, we've said it multiple times. When it comes to stuff like this, is business. I think that something happened among the lines, because I don't think this was going to be the narrative I don't think this was always going to be the narrative, but I think something happened and they changed scripts, because this isn't just a little bit of a mixture of messaging.
They did change scripts, but at the end of the day, we have to acknowledge that those games have been in development. The PlayStation 4 version of Miles, the PlayStation 4 version of Horizon Zero Dawn, with the way development works
from the jump.
From the jump, that means they sat on this, watched what Phil and them did, seen the reaction, and then said to themselves, no. You know what I mean? And here's the thing, the most egregious part, and we gotta state it, is none of this was stated during the conference. We had to find out after the fact in a blog post.
For you.
And what's crazy is before the podcast started and before we did that reaction, we had people telling us some stuff was about to happen in those vlogs afterwards. But we thought it was going to be different stuff. Like, Twitter ain't never been so lit.
That's why it's the deception, the ultimate lie. Because even us who are in the know, if we watch that show, you didn't know anything about a PlayStation 4 version of anything, right? You didn't know anything about the pre-order. So you walked away thinking it was just as it always was. And then you get the statement from him afterwards and the blog post of Jeff Keighley and all that. And that's why there's so much vitriol. They sat on it. They knew the reaction would be negative. And let's be real. I got to shout out the Xbox 2, shout out the Ram. They didn't have the balls to put it out there because they knew what was going to happen.
That's why
super chats.
Well, let me say this real quick. That's why you got to give respect. Like, I said it in the last video I made. I was like, look, Phil Spencer and them knew what they were going to do, and they came out openly. They're like, look, like, some of you ain't going to like our moves, and we get that. That's why we want to be transparent from the start. And at this point, it's like I was telling Cognito, Sony has lost the right to have faith in anything they say. Because this isn't just something small. They have literally lied about the entire marketing for PlayStation 5 since the get-go. Imagine when the Miles was first announced. How many times did people ask them on Twitter, is this coming to PS4?
Remember the live stream. The first thing out of my mouth was, what is this? The moment I saw Miles Morales, I said, what is this?
But here's the thing, Star. What made it more egregious was we weren't even allowed. They built up their fan base to believe this so much that we weren't even allowed to question. Because we was like, remember, me, Addict, all of us, King, we was all on the front lines like, yo, is it a full game? Why is it not Spider-Man 2? Is it an expansion? What is it? Oh, no, it's definitely a full standalone game. It's definitely this, it's definitely that.
And then the executive came out and said it. And then people was like, well, you going to believe that? Let's believe that the studio and the developer over the executive that is over it.
I forgot about that, how they shut him down. They shut him down
because low-key, the European vice president already snitched the information out. And was like, yo, it's a PS4 game with up-rent assets, and they're going to take advantage of certain things on PS5, but lowly us for how dare us challenge this, right? Remember, we got killed on social media. So even asking what the structure of this actual game was.
That's why, to those of you who believe that Demon Souls isn't coming to PS4 and PC, I have a bridge to sell you. Because
at the end of the day, when it comes to the Demon Souls, the person who that's their own trailer. That's not a third party trailer. People are trying to sit there and say, Addict, they messed up. They put the Final Fantasy ones. It's Square Enix made the Final Fantasy one, not PlayStation. Like,
you're gonna tell me we'll get these super chats real quick, but you're gonna tell me that they didn't watch over that presentation 50 times to see if it was correct. You're gonna tell me that just slipped.
You know what's funny? If something like that. Just like that trailer, that little Tinder trailer that we just promoted of Sovereign. I watched that. I watched that like 6-7 times this morning to make sure everything was fine. Like, you mean to tell me that I have more cause of I than Sony, a multi-million-dollar corporation?
And also, when you look at that showcase, like, let's also speak another truth here. How rushed it was.
That's right.
Like you could see mistakes in Premiere as it was going live.
Yes.
Like that. How Demon Souls
come into PC, right? And then have to clear it up. There was so many.
Not just that, Cog, but there's literally 5 seconds where it should have. They should have said, and launch, on PlayStation. Here's the date. But they didn't do that. You just see a straight up 4 seconds of just a black screen of just nothing.
I don't think
and you're like,
that console's coming out this year.
Honestly, you know what?
Imagine, that would be horrible. Let's get these super chats, yo. They got fast back with the $10 super chat. The messaging on everything PS5 next gen, not so greatness. Cross-gen SSD expansion pre-orders, no matter gaming looking great, no matter the platform, # Series X day one with my 4K TCL on my knees, Lord King. You got these, man. You get them apologizing to you, King. Like, it's horrible. Hilarious. Then we have Clutch Man with the $2 super chat. These aftermath podcasts made this week fly by. Yeah, I know it.
It was lit.
The whole week has been lit.
I said on Twitter. I said on. I almost said Tinder because all this Tinder talk. I said on Twitter. I said on Twitter that I'm watching every podcast this week. It don't matter who you are. You getting an addict view. You getting a like. Unless you say some off the wall stuff, you ain't getting a like, but you at least getting the view because I want the smoke. So
then we have Chaos Sloth with the $5 super chat. Sony just took a page from Shaggy's playbook is all. Fans came in and saw PlayStation creeping on the net on the last gen PS4. Jim Ryan was like, "Wasn't me." It wasn't me.
Oh God!
Hold on, I got jumped a little bit. Let me see.
New members of the realm.
Yeah, we got new members of the realm. Hold on. Okay, I got the Shaggy one. Then we got Clutch Man again with the $5 super chat. You right, King? Jim Ryan tried to sweep it away smooth like Turbo with the broom.
Facts. He's like, do the robot.
Sure. And let's welcome to the realm, Noob Cybot.
Oh yeah.
Put those crests on that. Yeah, let's go. Let's get it. And we have, hold on a second, let me make sure. We got Jonathan B with the $5 super chat. Tender Moments with Solve, 4K announcement teaser, PS5 exclusive.
Wow.
Yeah, I can see. I thought I was going to avoid the memes, but it's not.
Someone's gonna like screenshot a Tinder page and put you on it.
When Hazardor gets a hold of this, it's over. It's over. Then we have a regulator.
It's been long overdue for you, Solve. It's been long overdue. You're gonna get these memes to the face like we do.
I'm gonna get these hands. I knew I was gonna get these hands eventually. So let me get regulator with the $2 super chat. Pray for Christopher Hart over here. Damage controlling.
Yeah. Chris, you gotta take this hell, bro. You was out there front line pumping that SSD talk.
There's nothing that he could say that could stop what happened.
You know what's crazy, King? Well, let me say something real quick, LordCognito. How many when we saw that little snippet of gameplay in that showcase, me and you was like, that looks PS4 all over again. No, it's not. It's got the SSD.
Yeah, I'm like, secret sauce. It's in there.
Secret sauce is in there.
We all know what a vertical slice is. We all know what cinematics are, right? And all I said was, we haven't seen the game yet. Like, let's see the game. Not that the game is going to be whack, but at the end of the day, can I get 2 of those bushes up in there, Attic, please? Because I'm tired of design talk. I'm tired of
Did we get
scaling
this Brandon
talk.
Corbin though?
I'm tired.
I'll get it in a second. I'll get it. Don't worry.
Of this SSD only possible because of talk. That is in the bushes now. We can now get back to just looking at games and appreciating games.
What they are.
Thank
Exactly.
you, because I was tired of all these fake armchair developers trying to say that this is the advantage that this system has over another system to shame another fake. Like, let's stop it. Let's stop all
No, but
that.
you saw all the particle effects on the arm was due to the SSD speed. They was able to get more particles to the arm.
And you know what's crazy?
Did you hear Lorne Lanning, right? He was talking about his Oddworld game, saying that it could only be done on PlayStation 5.
You know what's crazy, LordCognito? I'm actually hearing like a lot of these hardcore Sony fanboys, they're going the extra mile to continue this narrative. They're saying there's going to be a PS5 version and a PS4 version, and there's going to be exclusive features in the PS5 version.
Yeah, it's called Shiny Floors.
Shiny puddles, ray puddles,
all the puddles.
You know, and whatever. That's fine. My thing is you lied about it. If you had been straight from the beginning, we would have been fine. The ponies would have had to deal with it. They would have had months to get over it. You know what I mean? But I'll get into my points later. Let's get Brandon Corbin.
Hold on, let me get Phase 23 because he's still trying to fight this. He's like, this Demon's Souls Ratchet and Clank Destruction on PS4.
Wait. Is that a super chat?
No.
If it's not in color, brother, you can keep talking to the wind, brother. Let him have his time. Keep talking to the wind, brother. If it ain't in color, we gonna have to respect these dudes that's out here. You know, if he want to live that TCL life, God bless they less.
You know what's crazy, King? I'm pretty sure that you have shaved Chris Hart multiple times and just super chatting. I don't think I've ever seen this man super chat, but our show, he's like, King getting this work.
Well, you know why he's gonna super chat over here? Because I'm the only person that actually really friended him and really support the dude, right? You know, all these fake PlayStation generals, these PlayStation bosses that don't even have a pro, that don't even have a PlayStation 5 pre-order. These dudes that's out here capping, talking about the SSD speed and all that. He's really out here frontline. You a general. You a boss. I like your bars better.
Tell me how so
a general.
Tell me, respect those who definitely admit it, right? And say, you know what, Sony, this is wrong. You lied. You said you believed.
And there were a bunch of them. They
had no choice.
But they
wanted to be on Twitter. They had no choice.
King Cognito, you're gonna love this one. Shout out to Fonz. He said, "You know what the exclusive is going to be for the PS5? The exclusive $10 feature. You're gonna pay $10 more for no extra feature.
Exclusively $10 more. All right, let's get these two super chats and then we'll go to Forte. Brandon Corbin with the $5 super chat. Can one of y'all explain to me how is Miles Morales and Horizon 2 a next gen game? If they have to run on 2013 hardware, this is for the ponies.
It's not a next gen game. It's a PS4 game that has a PS5 port.
Do y'all think God of War though, because of the 3 to 4 years development cycle? They want to. Do y'all think?
I don't know.
Anything that comes out in that first 3-year window, I think is going to. I think it's going to PC as well.
And the crazy thing is, you know, we don't even if Sony came out right now during this podcast, like it's for the PS5. They haven't earned. They no longer have the right to us to believe them. Nah, Sony, we gonna have to wait for the game to launch now.
It's credibility. It's truth credibility at this time. They've lost a lot of.
That's kind of messed up how Jim done showed up and shot their credibility in the foot.
Are you implying that a new regime we can't trust them?
No, I told you that from the date. Yo, listen, man. Y'all think I was trying to show you. I was trying to bring light to your darkness. Y'all wanted to sit there in the dark and y'all didn't want to listen to what I was saying. You had earmuffs on in the closet. That's how they want you. They want you stuffed in a corner, quiet and very obedient. They don't want you looking, they don't want you listening, and they damn sure don't want you talking. So when they tell you, when his whole pedigree is one way, and he gets there and he acts like he's another way. He was fraudulent from the jump.
I mean,
and I told you he was going to be complicit. He is absolutely 100% a student of Phil. He is part of the sift.
He had it
so
for a week.
He's not under Phil. He's under Phil.
King, like he had it for a week and made major changes. Like he has done more major changes in 6 months. Well, I think he's been in there for like 9 months now. He's been in there for like 9 months.
At the end of the day, he's a businessman.
He has done more in 9 months than Phil has done in 6 years.
And to King's credit, that's what King has been preaching all along. Like,
I can't wait till Sean Layden's NBA is up.
And I see BradBit here, so I got to shout him out. Everyone's talking about track record and all this stuff. But
what happened to that track record, crap?
This is a new regime, and we have to trust them because, God forbid, Xbox fans know when the Donnie Matchett regime started, it was different than what Peter Moore. So we got to see how this guy moves from this point forward.
And you saw what Donnie did. Donnie tried to throw us under the bus. Donnie tried to destroy the ship. Donnie tried to Titanic us. This Jim Dance Moves Ryan is Donnie D's incarnated. Like he's reliving his whole movement. Y'all in trouble, baby.
The thing is, when everybody gets over being butthurt over this, right? When everybody gets over that, at the end of the day, in terms of a businessman, like we were just saying, we don't know what changes also come down the line that may not be favorable at all, right? If you were standing on that square always that, look, I love this PlayStation platform because I get things here that I cannot get anywhere else, and they tell me that once I switch from one platform to the next in the same family, they're not going to be holding my games back. If you stood on that square, you have to get over that. It's over. It's done. Nothing that comes out of their mouth in regards to that is ever going to be trustworthy again, period. Let it go. Now, that said, as a business decision, what they're doing,
smart.
It's smart, and in that way, PlayStation became stronger, right? Because PlayStation is going to be making even more money hand over fist than they were before. Like,
how many PS4s out
exactly?
There?
So
it's just how much lying does the company have to do between now and then?
I'm gonna be honest. I'm surprised it took this long for it to happen because listen, you have stock, you have shareholders, you have a board of directors you have to answer to. At some point, and again, I got to give credit to Microsoft, right? When Microsoft pivoted to a subscription model and to services, everybody was laughing like, oh, well, they're doing it because they have no choice. They're losing, right? Microsoft are usually the ones that when they have to pivot and change and create a paradigm shift in gaming, they're usually the first ones to put their face out there. They get destroyed for it. And at the end of the day, whether it's a year later, 5 years later, we find out that's exactly the way the industry was going, right? This is the same thing. Microsoft went out there. They got ridiculed for it. They're like, this is not for us. This, that, and the other. And this is what happened with PlayStation. And again, you have to understand these people, these board of directors or whatever, they do not care about your walled garden. They don't care about console war. They care about the bottom line. And it's miraculous that it has taken this long. Right. And when Microsoft made that shift, it was only a matter of time before Sony would follow suit. I'm not saying on Game Pass.
You know what's crazy too is a lot of these board members, they own stock in Sony. Like they want the company to do better so they become richer. Like
Jim is going nowhere.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think he is. Not at all.
He's the best liar. He's the best dancer, and he's the best business man that they had in charge. He's not beholden to your old philosophies and your archaic views. He's not beholden to your thoughts on how the company should be run. And he doesn't value IPs. As much as you think he values IP, he doesn't give a damn about the IPs at all. He
cares about monetizing them.
He will make sure that those IP, he wants God of War being played in a Tesla. Trust me when I'm telling you, he definitely wants to make bread. He wants to be the most successful PlayStation head that ever lived. And I told you when he dropped the price of the PlayStation Now, I want to see the difference from when he took over and what's happening right now with PlayStation Now. Did they go up in subscriptions? I want to know exactly what was the revenue change from when he took office to where he's at now. And I guarantee you by the end of next year, when those games start coming day and date on that PC, and you understand that he has a Game Pass thing that's inside that PlayStation universe, whatever the hell y'all got going over there, and y'all got to subscribe to that, and the price goes up a little bit more to get inclusion, he's going to adapt what makes money, and he is not apologetic about it, and he has no problem doing a 360 or a 180 right in front of your face. He does not care, because at the bottom line is the board of directors is over his head, and he is challenged, and he is tasked with bringing them money. So he's not there for you, for the players. The players on board.
The person,
Microsoft does a great job of putting a face right to everybody, right, and making you feel like you're part of this community or whatever. They've done a great job of doing that. And as somebody, because they were sort of in second place or behind, they needed to do that. And I love that. I love that we have faces that go along with these people.
It's like shout out to Lord.
Sony's gone away from that completely.
Shout out
if I could, sorry.
We got to get Forte in here, y'all.
Yeah, we got.
Shout out to Lord Tim Dog. He's always said, he's like, if you have a lot of issues with Microsoft, they are tweet away, and a lot of the times they will respond to you and answer your questions, like. But we do need to get the super chats, and then we need to get Forte.
All right,
they're stacking up.
All right, we got Stitch with the $5 super chat. Question: how worried should Sony be on a scale of 1 to 10 if Microsoft also announces a digital version of the Series X? Speculating here. I don't think it would do Microsoft any favor to announce that a couple of days before the pre-orders go out. I mean, if they announced it today, maybe, but I don't know. My thinking is they would have done that. But again, if Boom's rumor is to be believed, who knows?
That might be it. The digital version might be it.
Yeah. Then we have Junos 23 with the $2 super chat. The TCL endorsement coming, waiting on it. Then we have Nintendo Guru with the $10 super chat. King representing that Mario in the background. Much love, my brother. Hello, BadBit, my son. oh no,
that's my papa.
Then we have Brat with the $20 super chat. Cog salute. Let's go RTX 30 series. Were you able to snag one?
Were you able to get? He probably didn't even try to attempt to get one.
Something else.
Waiting, but
this is you.
What's he waiting on, King? What's he waiting on, King? He's waiting for Big Nav.
I'm waiting on Big Nav. When Big Nav he talk, we all listen. And from what I'm hearing, you capping again for the wrong system. Oh my Lord.
Then we got Spotlight with the £4 super chat, or with the £5 super chat. People sticking up Sony is what is wrong with the industry. Never be a fan of companies. It stops you from being objective. Be a fan of games. Always. Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I see people in the chat like, yeah, but these guys lie too. And that's not the point.
They just want your money.
That's the biggest thing that annoys me. Like, you can't criticize a company without someone else bringing another company in the conversation.
You know what? Like I said, you always look at someone sideways when they can't criticize their favorite. Yep. That's what I look at y'all sideways. If you sit there and say, you know what, I'm a Sony fan, this is wrong. I'm an Xbox fan, this is wrong. We call out Nintendo like Nintendo, y'all wow with this Mario limited edition. You know what I'm saying? We call it out. But when you in the chat and you on social media and I see y'all and y'all never call out your favorite, I'm going to look at you sideways. That means you don't want to admit and you have an inherent bias. And that's the problem with the gaming community.
That's a blind bias.
It's blind.
Let's go ahead and get Bit because he's had to leave here real soon.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Yeah. Let me finish this quick. They got 14 Elemental Appeal, $3 super chat, 1440 makes you a better player, the Book of S. Then we have James 176 with the $5 super chat. Do the corporations give the green light when it comes to date and time of pre-orders? If so, it's all on Sony. But hey, Sony apologized 3 days later. This was Sony's way of creating mass hysteria. That's it.
I don't think Sony has any control of that.
let's get back.
I gotta go, but I just want to say one thing.
Later, brother.
To hop on Solve's point, and then I'm out of here for sure. Microsoft is usually the trendsetter. You know, when you're talking about like they'll announce something now, it's unpopular 5 years later. It is the standard, like, you know, the Xbox One's original vision. Yeah. When we talk about Game Pass, you know, and people discredit it, that's coming, guys. Whether it's a year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now. It's coming to the PlayStation,
so I can partake.
to the PlayStation land.
You know, it's funny, bit people think it's like 20 years away.
Yeah,
nope.
Yeah, it's sooner than you think. And
20 minutes
with that,
messing with Jim Manan's room where I am.
so tell everybody what you're doing. Tell everybody where they can find you.
Yeah.
And gang, listen, once again, fantastic speaking with y'all. You're
Love.
honestly some of the best people out there. Cognito, I get to say this right here on air. So incredibly proud of you, man. Being on Unlocked, making moves with the Iron Lords. Y'all are growing at a rate that just blows my mind. So thank you all so much for having me. You can find me over at BadBit Games, where I talk about all things game news, reviews, and unboxings. That's where I have the video version of my show, The Trophy Room.
Yes.
PlayStation podcast made by the players for the players, where each and every Thursday, me and my best friend Kyle talk about the latest, the greatest, and all things PlayStation. Yeah, man. And you can find us on Apple Pod, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast services, and Mr. BadBit over on Twitter. So all that out of the way, everybody.
Before you
love
go,
y'all.
I just want to say, man, when I met him in Boston, he is every bit of as an infectious, joyously as over this airwaves as he is in person. He is a great person, and you were one of my highlights when I got to Boston. I swear.
Thank you, and likewise, guys. Again, keep making the moves. Everybody, love you.
Appreciate you, brother.
Brother. Thank you. All right, Lord Gaming Forte, you are up, sir. The aftermath.
The aftermath. Wow. So this is why I always tell people, don't cap for companies, cap for the games that you love, because all of this stuff, there's only one thing that really truly pissed me off in this whole situation. It was the pre-orders, because I was directly impacted by it, working in retail. Yeah. So that's the only thing that really pissed me off. Like, Microsoft has done such a the one thing people say, Microsoft has pivoted, messaging's all over the place, which it has been. But the one thing that's always been consistent is how they feel about playing your games where you want to play them at. And the consistency you're talking about, it started with Play Anywhere, games being on PC. We have an open ecosystem. PC is Xbox, Xbox is PC. I remember that quote from like 2015 when Phil Spencer said it. And it was like they started training people back then, and a lot of people, even people on this pod, was like, man, that's kind of taking away from the ecosystem of the system. But over the course of time, you get used to it. And you're like, it becomes part of like, man, why am I mad that more people get a chance to enjoy a game that I'm enjoying? And that was the whole thing that kind of was mystifying to me this entire 2020, going through all of last year. People are like, Xbox has no games because they're exclusive to other platforms. Well, why is that a problem? If you enjoy the game, just enjoy the game. Now we're getting to a situation where Sony has been taking all these notes through the course of this whole year, and they tried to pull a 2013 all over again. They said Microsoft has taken the brunt of all of this criticism about their direction and where they want to go with these games. And then Sony says, we're going to give you a great showcase, but then we're going to have one more thing at the end, and we're going to tell you all of this bad stuff. Pretty much like how they tried to say you can share games, but guess what? You're paying for PS Plus now. The only difference is people pay attention more now than they paid attention then. People were excited then, and it got washed away in a sea of just nothingness compared to now. Everybody's super hyper-focused on everything that these companies are doing. And when you cap for a company and tell a company like, oh, I 100% support what you're doing, you're basically telling them that it's okay to basically bend me over and do anything that you want later on. It's like I don't get that mindset that people have when it comes to that, because guess what? Did Microsoft sell me a X? No. I tell you all the time. It's a third-party company named Bungie that said that their game's going to be 60 frames per second, 4K, ultra-realistic graphics, and that's the reason I'm buying that system, because my friends are on that system, and I can be able to enjoy the platform that I want. Is Xbox my home platform? Absolutely. I love the Xbox ecosystem, but I'm not about to just bow a knee to them just because they're bringing out a new system. They got to give me a reason to buy it. And this narrative that people were spinning that, oh, all these games are going to be on PlayStation 5 and all this other stuff. And I'm like, Sony comes out and pulls the rug up from under you. And now the situation is, oh, Sony, their games are great, so it's okay.
Now it's okay.
Their games have always been great. So what? So now, is it about the games or is it about the system?
Let's stop the goalpost moving. Let's just call it what it is. Goalpost moving.
So to me, that's the biggest the hypocrisy in the whole thing. I get why Sony's doing what they're doing. Listen, all of those games like Demon Souls, I truly believe that game's probably only going to be PS5 for one reason. Demon Souls doesn't move a needle when it comes to sales like that. It only sells like 2 to 3 million games globally when it comes to the release of those games. And this game's going to probably do the same thing. So there will probably be enough PS5s and equal. This one will do more. Yeah, I think this game is going to sell well on PS5 because it's on PS5. But guess what? Do you really want to put Miles Morales out there on 7-8 million systems this holiday? When you sold,
you're gonna have 8 million systems this holiday.
Yeah, you won't even have 8 million systems this holiday. They sold 15 million copies of Spider-Man. You think they gonna take half that hit going into next generation? No,
I don't think. I see the numbers that you see those numbers, right? I still think it's coming to PS4 because I don't think they care. You have 112 million PS4s out there.
That's what I'm saying.
If you can sell, even if you sell 2 to 3 million Demon Souls on a PS5, right? You could sell that much on a PS4, and I think they'd be happy with that.
I think that's the only Sony console out this year. Y'all sitting there capping like it's gonna be. I really don't believe. Have you seen one? Tell me, have you seen?
You haven't. You still haven't seen it.
Hold up. Clarify, King. You're convinced that the system's getting delayed.
They have kiosks in the stores that have Xboxes, XS, and X's in there.
That's true.
Where is these PlayStation?
I don't
if
think
you got millions, it's going to be delayed. You're hopeful. Hopefully, you get it for Christmas. Oh, I don't care nothing. And you're, oh, King, I got to pre-order this. It's different, bro. I've seen it. I've seen them say, well, due to what's going on, and right now, COVID is the enemy. So due to what's going on in the world at this moment, we want to make sure the world can enjoy our play. I can see it right now. Enjoy our PlayStation.
The only reason I'm not.
They're trying to take your money right now so you don't give it to Microsoft. And when it gets to me, I'm gonna tell you exactly the strategy, and this is what I would do. And you're gonna have a ball with this.
The only reason that I don't think that's going to happen, King, is because clearly I believe there's going to be a huge shortage when it comes to PS5s because of the amount that people are able to pre-order. I think that we're going to maybe sell, because they said it's going to be just as many PS4s as PS5s. At this point, can we really believe them? Because I don't think that's going to be the case. It might be the case, but just because of the precautions and what we're seeing going on, I think they're definitely coming out 2020. It's just they don't care if half the install base can't get a console. They're like, but we're going to get this out.
You can't get something they don't have. I don't care what you're saying.
So the biggest thing is, okay, so it's just the timeline, just the stuff that's come out over the course of the last 48 week, however long this has been. It's just been crazy to think how far PlayStation can literally pivot in that short of a time and everything they were doing. To me, it's just disappointing to know that people don't understand the business side of it. It's like I can't get mad at a company for wanting to make more money. That's why my enjoyment isn't tied to owning a PS4 or a PS5. Once I saw God of War, I was good. I knew God of War was coming sooner or later, but that instantly, because I remember telling you, Addict, I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna get the PS5 day one because I don't know. God of War probably ain't gonna come out to 2022.
2021 is a big deal too.
Yeah,
if
I was
it
like,
does
I don't
come
know
out 2021.
Yeah, if it comes out 2021,
It's gonna
like
come out
that
with the
right
launch of the
there.
system.
Yeah, that right there made me want to go out and buy the system day one. And guess what? I'm a person that these pre-orders, man. These pre-orders. So I work at a store. Like I ended up getting one because I am I am lucky enough to be in a situation where I got a text message from my DM saying, "Yo, get to your store. Pre-orders are live." Yeah. But a lot of people don't have that option. It's like we told people at my store when people were calling, soon as Sony dropped the thing, said pre-orders are going up soon. People were calling my stores like, yeah, it'll be up tomorrow. It'll be up tomorrow. First thing in the morning. Hundreds of people were calling my store. And then all of a sudden they go live at 6 o'clock. Shout out to Walmart for blowing their wad early. Yeah, I'm not going to be mad at Walmart for doing it, but that didn't happen with Xbox. Xbox announced their stuff almost 2 weeks ago. Yeah, right. And it still hasn't
they penalizing all retailers that break street date on pre-orders. They penalizing them with cutting their shipment.
Yeah, and
they can do that when you have all access.
Yeah, you can do that, and that's the thing for me. It's like, yeah. Did the 30 or so systems that I got, did they all pre-order out? Yes. Did guests be able to get the system? Yes. But ultimately, the next day when I came to work, I had to tell a line of 75 plus people that they went live the day before after we literally told them that it wasn't going to be available till today.
Yeah, the saddest part, before I tell you not to cut you, is when obviously I got the word thanks to information. But going in there, and I remember going in the GameStop, and I'm making eye contact with the store manager in the back, and I'm like, "Yo, what's good?" He look at me like, "Oh, you know what I'm saying?" So he's like, "Yeah, come to the front." So you know how GameStop got the double.
He's like, "Come to the side. We're going to the back. We're going to do this in the back."
But while we doing it, he's like, "Yeah, what else you want? This, that, the third. What else you need? PlayStation 5." So I'm seeing people on the other line say, "PlayStation 5."
Yep.
And I'm like, yeah, reserve the rights. Yo, pandemonium broke out.
Wow.
So many people got off that line, got to where I was at. It was like,
they just put everything down.
Bro, 30 minutes, that thing was a mob, and then the rest of them couldn't get it. So it was sad the way it happened because so many people who are true fans of it had no idea. They were completely blindsided. And by the time they even realized, it was over. You know what I'm saying? So that is really atrocious as far as the way the situation was handled because the core base didn't even have a shot. You know what I'm saying? But continue.
Yeah, if you wasn't on Twitter, you definitely didn't know at all. Yeah. Nothing. And so to me, that was the biggest tragedy in the whole thing. But ultimately, it just comes down to Sony is going to make decisions. I tell everybody that Jim Ryan is literally the CFO still of Sony. He's just masquerading as the CEO at this point because he's making business decisions that's going to make the company profitable. Sony, PlayStation is literally the number one reason that Sony still exists at this point. Exactly. Let's be for real.
So with the Jim Ryan point, right? What I'm gonna do is kind of consolidate. It's 1 o'clock already, so I'm gonna consolidate all the rest of the Sony topics into just continuing this one. Right. So, like you said, Jim Ryan is still kind of in charge in different capacities, and he's just masquerading as something else. So what do you think to the points that he made afterwards when he was questioned about Sony's potentially having thought about doing an Xbox Series S type?
Oh, did you see my tweet?
No, I did it. That's why I wanted to.
Yeah. So this dude comes out. So this dude. So let me tweet right here. Let me.
I feel like this is about to be messy.
Very messy.
Here this tweet go. All right. So Jim Ryan on the lower spec decision of doing a PS5. He said, based on our research, it's clear that people who buy game consoles continue to want to play it for 4 to 6 years years, and even 7. They want to believe that they bought something that is future-proof and not going to be outdated in 2 or 3 years. They want to have faith that the TV that they are buying with their current gen console can support 4K TVs that they are considering buying. And then I said, okay, that might be right about 30% of your player base, because 30% of your player base is the hardcore. But then I said, I quote tweeted this, I said, if most people thought like this statement, more people would jump into the PC ecosystem. Most people don't care. All they want to do is boot up their game and play with their friends. This statement is a huge generalization of your entire player base. And that's exactly how I feel about, because you're basically telling me, first of all, this has never been done. There has never been a base system and a lower system that have completely been like devoid of each other in power. The Xbox 360, that just had a smaller hard drive. The PS3, that basically just had a smaller hard drive, and it had like like little ports for like memory and stuff like that. But the core components of the system has always been the freaking same. There has never been anything like this. So the fact that you're saying that people they value this, and I equate this to the whole 4K, like you said, 4K TV. 4K TVs are definitely affordable. They are very affordable now. There are people with $300 TCLs, like he says, in their house.
They lit like, ooh.
And they happy as hell. Like,
look, a lot of these people out here in the next 2 months are going to have consoles that cost more than their TVs. Literally, that's going to be the thing. But let me ask you this. A lot of Netflix, the biggest streaming platform on this planet, nothing's bigger than it. They have 2 subscription services if you want to stream. They got a basic service, and they got a 4K streaming service. Which one you think would be the most? Do you think that a lot of people that have 4K TVs can literally stream at 4K, but they on a basic package of freaking Netflix and they ain't even taking advantage of it? Let's be for real right now, man. This dude, like, the more that comes out of his mouth, the more agitated I get, because it makes absolute no sense, because now you're trying to like backtrack and reel and try to get some type of W against Xbox. And did you notice? I think there's somebody else running Microsoft social medias at this point, because they're just they on smoke status, right? Yes. You don't hear and what happened? Normally Phil Spencer, Greenberg, all of them always come out and they congratulate Sony on their marketing, on their press conference. You know, nice to see gaming at an all-time high and all that other crazy stuff they used to say. Crickets didn't say anything about what Sony had said. All you saw was a whole bunch of googly eyes looking at price points, a whole bunch of stuff talking about, oh, Spider-Man Miles Morales going over the PS4. Googly eyes, memes and stuff. PlayStation, Microsoft put out a tweet talking about, oh, we're gonna let you know exactly when you can pre-order your Xbox on November 22nd. Check your local retailer for the time and date.
You know why they don't have to be nice to them no more? They already sold them the service. They're already under contract now, so we don't need to be play nice with you no more. You're already in pocket.
So that's my whole take on the whole Jim Ryan thing. It's like the dude, he was once the dude that told everybody that we're trying to protect the kids. Now he's trying to tell us that the kids can run the playhouse and they can do whatever they want.
Yeah, remember that? No cross play because we protected the children.
Remember you know what's funny about this whole thing? Like, you know what it reminds me of when they say this is how you reserve. Don't worry, we got you. It reminds me of that. This is how you play used games thing back in the day.
Yeah. What Wilmy said that Jim Ryan is the new Milli Vanilli.
They got caught.
He in his bag. And what was that one thing they were talking about? Like, they wanted to get on Microsoft where they were talking about the social media and stuff. They were talking about about the games and how they're going to be put out and stuff. And then I'm sitting there like, well, PlayStation's doing the same exact thing now. So and now they would say, well, Jim Ryan didn't say that. Well, y'all talk about stuff that Aaron Greenberg says all the freaking time, and then y'all want to hold Phil Spencer accountable for it. Doesn't that same thing still work when it comes to Jim Ryan and everything that happens under him? Oh, that was a random marketing manager that talked about how you can get your we'll give you ample amount of time for your pre-orders. he's still under Jim Ryan. He's still part of PlayStation. So that falls on him too. And let's be for real. One day is not heads up.
Right.
Yep.
One day is not heads up. Now when Microsoft gave you 2 weeks.
King gets balls off before I head up out of here.
It wasn't even one day.
Mm-hmm.
It was a couple hours.
16 hours, basically.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, Lord King, let's go.
Enough of this, Captain. Let me tell y'all something. How do you lock something down if you have nothing, right? Now, we know that, and this is not far-fetched. We've known now that it's come to light that they have prior knowledge and they have prior intentions with being knowfully deceiving. Okay? Knowing what they're telling you is a lie in text, verbally, and also with gestures. Like, so you mean to tell me that these games can't be done on anything else? Look at you like, how dare you? We believe in generations. Okay. Also telling you that it was going to be back at pat. Let's not walk away from that. They haven't told you what PlayStation 4 games is going to be backwardly compatible.
That is true.
And at the same time, they told you, let's stop this talk right now. You will not be playing PlayStation 3, PlayStation 2, or PlayStation 1.
What?
So for all
what happened to the remastering engine?
Yeah, hold on. I'm going to get to that fraud, the frauds right now. For all of you frauds that said they're doing something way different than anybody else, let me tell you, I've seen it. It's going to enhance it. It's going to, man, that what they're working on is going to blow your mind. It blew your mind, all right? It blew your mind so much that it's not coming. It's never coming. All right. So now this is how you trap a fool. I'm gonna show you how you trap a fool, right? All right, because they showed you. Now this listen to my logic. This is how a liar moves. All right,
man, here we go.
Oh man, here we go.
Now I told y'all this PlayStation might not come out, not this year, and y'all like, man, shut up, King. They already went live with the pre-orders. They told you price after Microsoft. They and Forte has confirmed they are being willfully deceitful with the digital. They just put that there just to give you that $400 look, and it's $399, but it's $400. But you see the 3 and you correlate it with only $300. Like for some weird reason, that 1 penny.
The psychological thing
changes something in your head, right? You see the 300, you're like, oh, they close to the Series S in price, and it's the same exact thing.
And not to mention, King, they short produce.
That's what I'm getting to. I'm getting to that. For all you individuals that's running around saying it's the same exact thing, go now and look and see if the SSD size is available on the digital. Now it's to be determined. All right, check out how you trap a fool. Y'all had your money in your pocket. Let's say this is your last $100, right, in your pocket. You knew Microsoft told you pre-orders will go up on the 22nd. Sony does their show, they give you price, and then they tell you tomorrow pre-orders go up tomorrow. So isn't that we ain't giving you 2 weeks to get it together? And they lied and told you in other interviews, oh, you will have an advance ahead.
Oh yeah, Jeff Kingley.
And what we're gonna do, our strategy is not to ambush the customer. We want a friendly rapport. It was nothing friendly about a pre-order. It was hiccups. So some people learned about the pre-orders by going to eBay and say, "What the hell are they talking about? $10,000 for
a confirmed pre-order."
There's no such thing as confirmed. So, these dudes, this is how you trap a fool. Okay, so now all the people that got there to pre-order, they got your money, right? Microsoft joint is on Tuesday. Let's say you're on a fixed income. Now you had the money for the PlayStation and the Xbox, but now you put all your money on the PlayStation. You won't be dropping your money on that Xbox. That's the fool trap. You're trapped. Now imagine this, right? Imagine this. Your money is already held here. They delay it. You have not seen that one PlayStation yet, right?
That's crazy. You still have
you see Xboxes all over the streets, everywhere. Every channel you go to, every tech head on YouTube get a mysterious package to their house with Xboxes. You go in the stores, there's Xboxes. Not one PlayStation, and they're launching 2 days away from each other, supposedly. You don't see, you know how they show you the factory with them on a conveyor belt? To your PlayStation 4s, they was on conveyor belts. They showed you boxes someplace. You was like, oh, I can't wait. You have not seen a box. You've seen the setup for a dummy. Now, this is plausible. They got your money. They locked you in. They say, well, you know, we have to delay it because of the COVID situation, and it's disheartening, but we want to make sure that the world can get the product. So we're going to delay it at least till December, January, and we will have a crazy lineup.
I will say this though, not to cut you. I will say this, and normally at this point I can't even question you anymore. Lately, I've been
the man's a prophet right now.
So he's on fire right now. The thing I will say in your defense that is a little shady is that I've been seeing people who have put their pre-orders down, and like, for example, like Rand and people like with Amazon, and they're getting messages like, "We know you pre-ordered, but there's no guarantee you gonna get that. We sorry, we're gonna work through it." I've been seeing messages like that.
Okay, so this is
again Amazon.
And they say that they're gonna honor your pre-order and your deposit. So the day is released, you, buddy, will get your PlayStation 5. And you, the sucker, the fool, is all. Now, does that hurt? Because I'm a 4-time sucker too, guys. I'm in this with you. We all in this fight together. You think I'm sitting here bashing PlayStation? I was the first one to start putting my pictures up. I put my pictures up. I was there. I was in line, bro. There was nobody else in the store. Me and my kid.
No, it's factual. It's factual. I mean,
if this happens, I want to revolt. I want you guys because these is no longer a credible source of income from you.
These are no longer applicable. They're no longer applicable in this thing.
You want I'm gonna start asking for elbows because you don't have any more meat.
But your king. But look what they're doing to you. You didn't talk about that. I shout out to Dan Rodriguez in the chat. You didn't talk about that Xbox All Access for people who got locked in.
This is the thing that I think how Microsoft is strong arming the game. Forte talked about Microsoft was really good at people not breaking the street date. Microsoft has all access. They become their own distributor. When you're your own distributor and you control the product, if somebody comes out of line, if you step out of line, Walmart, like that stuff you go with them dudes, you won't get a red cent in these streets. And you will have to cancel all your pre-orders, and Best Buy will get your whole allotment. What? Yes.
Yeah.
Soft.
Games.
So you gotta get the super chats. There's a dude.
The last one. I'll get it. I'll get it. All right. So I got all the super chats, but I'm gonna skip and get to the last one that just came in. Right. So we got Quality Gaming with the $5 super chat.
Hey.
Sony didn't lie. You fools are just fanboying. Sony quote stating that they will support cross-gen for a while coming next gen. Stop being emotional. Yes, they said they were going to support cross-gen for a while just the other day.
Wait a second.
I feel bad for that super chat. King about to smoke this.
Did you just wake up from some slumber?
Wait. We got more.
He was in hibernation, King.
We got more. We got Quality Gaming with $2 super chat over console. You're just fanboying. Stop being emotional over console. Sony is not your girlfriend. You just finished listening to us saying.
I thank you for your bread. I thank you for your bread. And the fact that you think that I'm emotional over something, you're out of your mind. But the best part about that whole thing is, where do you fall in this whole thing here? See, you like being lied to. You're one of those individuals that like being lied to. Or you just woke up. Obviously, you just came out of the coma, and you were like, "Yeah, Sony never lied," because they've been lying the whole time.
He said, but King, he said Sony's not doing the same thing, and so he said Sony has always supported their last gen before they stopped making games for them.
No, wait. Look, you see that Sony is not doing the same thing as Sony. You're right, because Sony's doing something completely. Sony not doing exactly what Sony said they was gonna do from 6-7 months ago. Like, they definitely ain't doing the same thing that Sony was doing.
That's a franchisee. That's not Sony no more.
He said that's a franchise. Jim Ryan took over the franchise.
Yeah, it's no longer the same people that's running the show. And under the old regime, I cannot wait till Sean Layden's book comes out.
Yo, you know his book.
Yeah.
It's going to be a New York Times bestseller.
Anyway, look, I'll finish up. I gotta get rolling.
Yeah.
But look, King, man, you on fire. Everybody pretty much said what they had to say. Look, man, this is the era. We gotta hold people accountable. We gotta look at what's being said and always look at the actions. That's what I say. Always look at that. Don't pay attention to the words. Look at the actions, and that applies to everybody. Microsoft, Xbox.
That applies to just about anything in life at this point.
Exactly. Look at the action. Man, a person could be in your face saying, "Yo, man, I'm doing X, Y, and Z, this, that, and third," but you look at the track record. And at the end of the day, like I said, the pre-order thing mishandled. We know about, the whole PS4 thing. Honestly, does it make business sense? Of course. All we would have liked to know was that from the beginning, because it was a whole base that really thought one other thing. And to your point, Saab, like, it's just funny. It's funny to see how blind faith hurts people. It's just funny to be like, to me, if you're a gamer and you're getting everything, you know what I'm saying? You won't have that emotional stock the way certain people are. And I'm noticing is that emotional stock, and they can't accept it, and they're still fighting. But what about what little Jimmy? And what about what this one did? And what about that one? Just calm down, get out your feelings, recognize what has happened to you, and correct your actions. Because that is what this is. It's a business. There's more PS4s out there, and we get it. We just want transparency. That's all it is. And the pre-order thing, look, to King's point, I hope he ain't right with this. I want my PS5.
I've been right with everything else.
You've been on fire, sir. You've been on fire. They calling you a prophet. They calling you all type. I see Mario in the back with his hands up. You cheering.
He's like, victory.
I see it. At the end of the day, like I said, I want to see how this is going to be handled. If they're going to have more manufacturing stock eventually, you know what I'm saying? And
show me one. Stop telling me 8 million, 20 million. Show me one so you can calm my fears.
All I need now is that Digital Foundry, Austin Evan, breakdown with it in front of them, and they're putting it through its paces. That part right there is the only thing I have to do.
You could watch it catch fire.
Oh, you stupid. That part is spooky. Other than that, that's all I got, man. But good looking for y'all holding it down. I know get the super chat.
Yeah, I got a bunch of super chats. All right, so let me get these, and then I'll get my bars off, and then we'll go.
Yeah.
So we got Michael, aka BetStyles Finest, the $5 super chat. King, did you see the fans threw Ryan under the bus on Twitter? Yes, and rightfully so.
Yeah, Ryan, they out here, son.
Then we got Squirrely Dan with the $2 super chat. LOL King spitting some MC Hammer bars on the low. Then we have Jonathan B with the $5 super chat. King has said plenty of things in the past that we didn't believe up front, and now look at us playing Miles Morales on the PS3. On God and everything. Bro, if they could, they would. I tell you that right now. We have Sin Rob with the $2 super chat. Addict, stand up and turn for us. They want you to model.
I want to see the full trucker, man.
Look, man. I even dislocated one of them, man. Like,
oh my bad. There we go.
Oh, you took it off on the side.
It's on the side. I'm gonna put it down too.
Farmers Only website. Let's go.
OnlyFans about to get going.
On his Tinder page.
There you go.
They got those OnlyFans coming in now.
Addicts OnlyFans.
We got Brad with the $5 super chat. That's the biggest stench. How Stoney did consumers dirty with pre-orders? That just doesn't feel right. Oh, and GameStop for the win.
GameStop for the win.
For the win, for sure. We got Dragon Wolf with the £2 super chat. A mate has 3 sons. None have 4K TVs in their room. Yeah, there you go. 3 Xbox Series S's. That's what you get. We got Quality Game. Oh, we got that one. We got that one. Quality Gaming. We got Shansu. Welcome Shansu to the round. Put the crush in the chat. Thank you so much, Shansu.
Yeah, they want that. Everybody want this PlayStation 5 that we give them. You guys are, it is the best because I've seen the same reaction with the S,
Xbox,
and you guys are definitely showing up for that PlayStation. And I'm not joining until they're giving away a PlayStation. They're giving away a PlayStation. Join.
All right, then we have Easy Shock with the $2 super chat. GameStop let me pre-order one of each PS5 model.
You got lucky. You better make sure that you go in there and change the address on that second one.
It will come up in the system at some point. Then we have Gamer by Choice with the $5 super chat. If you look at politics, why should gaming be different? People are okay with getting lied to and say I'm okay with that. All right, so these are the last ones that I got. Anything else jump up in the chat? No, that's it. It's all right. So let me round this out with my bars off. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, man. Like Jim Ryan came out and they said we believe in generations, and he does. It's just starting 4 years later than he said it was. That's all it is. At the end of the day, this happens when they make promises to their base that they know full well in their heart they have no intention of keeping, because that is not business. That is not business. Like I said before, the people that run this business do not care about your console war. They do not care about your walled garden. They don't care about you having something to hold over this other console manufacturer. They don't care about that. The almighty dollar is the bottom line. And when you have someone like Jim Ryan in charge, you have him there for one reason, to make sure that the flow of money continues to increase on the PlayStation side. Right? You guys seem to forget that just a few years ago, at the beginning of this console generation, had PlayStation been a failure, the entirety of Sony might have been in the bushes, because the PlayStation was what was propping it up. And at this point, it's still the same way, right? Sony's TVs have gotten better, right? But none of their other consumer electronics moves the needle the way PlayStation does. So PlayStation by default has to be its biggest moneymaker. They're going to do the most to adjust their way of doing business with PlayStation in order to make the most amount of money. It's only natural. And like I said before, Microsoft has always been the first ones to pivot when a paradigm shift is coming. And they've always been the ones to take it on the chin, and everybody telling them they're wrong. And here we are yet again. And this time, PlayStation, rather than sticking to a false narrative for as long as they can, they're like, no, man, we can't stick to this narrative. The money's on the table, right? Tell me this. Would you make more money selling a brand new PlayStation game day and date on 3 platforms with PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, and PC, or waiting the 6 months, even 6 months, to put it on PC, or to say you're going to put it on PS4 as well, right? dude, the zeitgeist for selling something is at the moment of a point of original sale, right? You will have this. That's when everybody's talking about it. That's when everybody's interested. 6 months later, you'll get your sales, don't question, right? Because we've seen what happens years later with games on Steam and whatnot, right? People were excited for Horizon. People were excited for the Master Chief Collection. All of that stuff sells, but not the same way as if you put it on all these platforms in one shot, right? So this isn't something I'm saying that Sony's going to do outright, because to appease their base, they're not immediately going to do the harshest 180 ever and put everything day and date on multiple platforms, right? Their own platforms, meaning PlayStation 4, PC, whatever the case may be. But it's going to happen, and it's going to gradually go to that. And you guys got to let go of it. And when I say you guys, it's the people, the ponies who stood on this square, and this was the arguing point. It's always been a stupid arguing point, because if you really care for PlayStation as the platform, if you really care about PlayStation games, this is the right move. This is absolutely 100% the right move. Are we going to get these next gen showcases that can't be done anywhere else? Not for quite some time.
Right.
Deal with it. I've been saying this forever. Scalability in developing games has been something that's been going on since the beginning of gaming, right?
Right.
Since the beginning of gaming, this has been the truth, right? If you want to talk about the design argument and whatever, listen, if you want innovative design day in and day out, play nothing but indie games. You're going to get innovative design day in, day out. You're going to get somebody that's broke with no money with a fantastic idea that's going to make a game on a nickel. Right. And you'll be excited and happy with that. Understand that the big three, when it comes to innovating, they innovate based on what the new bells and whistles of the hardware brings, right? They innovate based on hardware innovations. You're not going to see a lot of design innovation in games that they bring to the table, because there's too much at stake with these games. Most of these games are franchises. Most of these games are multi-million dollar sellers. They're not going to take the risk of changing the formula to appease this design argument that is not it's not mutually exclusive to the money argument. And Jim Ryan understands that the money argument and the design argument and the franchise argument is all hand in hand.
Right.
So he's giving you what you want, and you're going to have to accept that it's not going to be the standout thing. It's going to be great, but it's going to be on multiple platforms. And this is where the Sony guys really have to understand. Look, and this is where I know a lot of people have pivoted to. At the end of the day, Sony's games are still great. Yes. You know, pivot. You can pivot to that all you want, but it is the truth.
Yeah.
There's nothing to be mad at here. If there's one thing true that Jim Ryan said, is that nobody should be mad at this. It's true.
What you call it? Miles Morales still looked amazing, right? We sat there, we still wild about it. We didn't watch the game and say, "Look how they scaled that back there." You know what I'm saying? Like it looked good. Look, at the end of the day, selfishly, gaming is inherently selfish.
It is.
Selfishly, I did like the idea of what Jim Ryan initially tried to sell, because you had two philosophy differences, right? You had Microsoft saying, you know, we're not leaving you behind, and then they pivoting the opposite way and saying, no, we're leaving people behind, and you're going to get a PlayStation 5 because we want to push the technology to further. You know, if you brought all this trouble and spending for a console, there's a part of me that did want to see how that would have worked for them, because it seemed like he was on his square. So that was the part that hurt me personally, because I'm like, damn, fam, like you made me believe this. Like I was in to see, you know what I'm saying? How SSD could leverage the tech and how it full blown. You know, I was in. I was right there with him. He had me. You know what I'm saying? And then the dance moves kicked in, and I'm just like, oh, so you really be doing the same thing everybody else is doing. Yeah. So it's a philosophy difference. At the end of the day, yes, the games are going to show what they show, but I do agree with you, Saul. Ultimately, you're right. When this is a business, there's so many PlayStation 4s that's out there in that wild. It would be stupid to launch on a system that is in limited supply, that you'll have all that base to not put those games on that platform.
Yeah, exactly. And to me, just to finish it, at the end of the day, and Forte's been saying this all day, love the games. Love the games, and you'll never be disappointed. You may be disappointed with a game, how it comes out, whatever, but you'll never be disappointed by all the other vitriol that happens around it. The games are what's most important. Always have been, always will be. The box, once it comes out, once the boxes are in our hands, the conversation around that, the power, all that stuff, that'll be over with. It's going to come down to what it's always come down to. It's going to be the games. And I think both platform holders, big platform holders, are ready to show us amazing things. But just don't be fooled by marketing speak and buy into that, because you're going to be disappointed and you're going to be standing on a square. It's going to make you look dumb in the long term. So that's that. Let me read these last 2 super chats, and then we got Quality Gaming again with the $5 super chat. I never said they never lied. They do support the last gen. You can't prove me wrong on that. Until you got nothing, here's a tip. What we're all saying. He made a statement. The main thing is that when Microsoft said something and they saw that they got a negative reaction to it, Sony did what Sony does, and is they made something to capitalize on that negative reaction.
Same thing they did with digital games.
Exactly. And the thing is that what they said in that specific reaction was a lie. That's the case. I don't care that they're going to PS4. Fantastic. It is a wonderful thing. Support the console that you have nearly 150 million of in the wild. Support that. Just don't lie about it. And that's, there's no way to get around that. They lied about that. That's just straight up. They lied.
I can't wait for the Last of Us 2 remix and go to Tsushima. Get them ready
for $70. For $70.
$79.99, baby. Isn't Miles Ultimate Edition $79.99?
Oh yeah, it's Ultimate Edition with the Spider-Man.
Okay, so check it out. You're gonna get the $79.99 is the new price for the Ultimate Edition. It's called now the Ultimate Edition. So $79.99 for Last of Us 2 and Ghost of Tsushima. Shut up.
You know, the one thing I'm looking forward to seeing finally is what this PlayStation collection that they got coming out.
Oh, I just retweeted that right.
So it's like they have a list of all the games that's in there, but if you look at that list, it's a great list. Don't get me wrong. You know, PlayStation 4 games on your PlayStation 5, but there's one thing that's missing on that list.
Sav, I want my knees, please.
What am I getting? I'm getting these games on my PS5. What am I getting that's making these games better on my PS5?
Yeah. Oh, nothing.
All they said that it would speed up select games.
but where Microsoft, and that's the thing, and where Microsoft takes all of those same games, if it was on their platform, they're saying, hey, guess what? Free of charge, we're giving you higher resolution, higher frame rate,
AI ray tracing.
Like Battlefield 1 was on that list, and Battlefield 1 was the first game that had ray tracing in it. But I'm getting Battlefield 1 on the new system, but you're not even giving me the benefits of what the new system have. Now, granted, I love that you're giving me these games. It's a great way to induce people into the
giving
ecosystem.
You anything? Well, you better pony up. Like, King's absolutely right. You got to pony up for that PlayStation Plus, because guess what? That fake number that they put out there, like last year where they said 94 million people are on PlayStation Plus or PlayStation memberships. Guess what? Most of the games that people play now are free to play games. And that's the one benefit that you have on PlayStation. You don't have to pay for PlayStation Online to have it. But guess what? They count all of those PlayStation subscription numbers as people that are on PlayStation membership. That's about to change though. The paywall is about to go up because you will not have access to any of those games. Trust and believe, Jim Dance Moves Ryan is changing the paradigm, baby, and you are going to pay like you weigh. So make sure you got your bucks up, because Jim Dance Moves Ryan does not care at all. And he showed you. He will pivot on a dime.
He coming for your pockets, that's for sure. Then we have I Dizzy with the $5 super chat. Just a reminder that Gaming Forte is getting destroyed in fantasy football today.
Yeah,
that's the super chat.
Salute to the Lord, please.
He in his bag because he mad that I destroyed him 3 games in a row plus the championship game last year. But that's okay. We only in week 2.
Get him. All right. Then we have Gotham Guy with the $5 super chat. Gaming Forte, will GameStop stores be open at 8 a.m. for store pre-orders? Great show as usual, as always, guys. Thank you, sir.
So it's based in regions. So
Eastern is 11 a.m.
We're only gonna talk about America here because we don't know all the other regions when it comes to their time zones, like Greenwich Mean Time and stuff like that. Find that out by just Googling. So East Coast EST is 11 a.m. Central Time is 10 a.m. Mountain is 9, and West Coast is 8 a.m. So they're not doing the whole, like, basically they're saying God's time is EST, and we gonna fall in line in all the different regions when it comes to that. So just be at your store depending on what region you are and what time zone you are.
And they should. The only time zone that matters is ETC.
It's EST. Y'all might as well. Hey, y'all already get the benefits of playing games early and staying up late. Y'all might as well have to wake up early and get y'all games too.
Almost every other scenario, being in the Eastern Coast, hurts us. Like, people be playing at 9 a.m.
My kids ain't going to school that day.
People be playing at 9 p.m.
You're gonna have them refreshing. That's what you're gonna do.
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say I'm gonna yell out because they're in class. I'm gonna yell out, What the hell happened to the internet? And then they're all gonna shut it off at the same time. We're gonna go down to GameStop. We're gonna pre-order all the games, and we're gonna come back and be like, we can't even call what happened. This is the best because they see Daddy said it's cool, so they with Daddy. And they all gonna go to Burger King right after that.
Simultaneous homeschool.
That's right. That's right. Y'all all are gonna get beautiful Burger King burgers, whatever you like. Order what you like, because Daddy is gonna get. He's using you right now for your name because you gonna swipe the credit card.
Time. Let's continue these super chats. Time.
Oh, and I will say this: if you are pre-ordering that GameStop, don't walk. Like, listen. As much as you probably want to walk in there with your system now, and I probably shouldn't say this, but keep the system at least until the week before the systems come out.
Trade it in, then do that.
Mike said he called it cloud services and dropping jobs on kids.
You can do whatever you want.
But if you got those
the promotion that's going on in trade-ins is going all the way to November 30th. So if you do it today or if you do it on the day before the systems come out, you'll still get the same promotion when it comes to
if you got those Switch games, get rid of them before the end of the month.
Oh yeah, facts. You see this? I showed it on Brap. I'm going to show it here. This right here, this is why you go physical. Because these games right here are paying for my Xbox. What is this? 10 Switch games. This is literally enough money to buy my Xbox, because guess what? Nintendo, shout out to you for never dropping your prices. And your games hold value. So this is why you go physical for some stuff, because you never know when you don't have to spend your own money.
It's only for you because you work in the store and you getting the real money. Like, we go in the store with those same 10 games as
no. It's the same, brother. I don't get no boost on that. Everybody get that, King.
So what's those games? Maybe we could do a deal.
Everybody get that
Luigi
deal.
Mansion in there.
I got Luigi Mansion in there.
I'm calling it again. Time. We gotta go. Time.
We got Lord Jameson with the $20 super chat. I have proposed a new segment. Once a month or something, you have a featured fan join as a guest for like 15 minutes. Give the spotlight to people in the chat who always killing it. I nominate Jonathan B to go first.
You know what? I think that's something that can definitely be done. But also, we're working on playing with the community. So we will be doing live streams with the community. So in that way, every member and every Patreon member can have a time to shine with us while we playing games. What we love. Instead of just talking about games, we can actually play. I can actually beat the hell out of you in some fighting games. Let's do it.
Then we have Bounty Boom with the $5 super chat. Just got up. Sorry I missed the show. Long night. Can't wait to listen to it while I go to work. Absolutely, brother. We have Element Appeal with the $5 super chat. If you've seen the 5 heartbeats sing this night like this, I wish raindrops would fall.
Raindrops will fall.
Then we have JB Golden with the $5 super chat. Ultimate edition of Miles is $69.99. Okay, so not $79.99. That comes with
I thought it was the Switch
original Spider-Man. Also, that PS Plus collection is only on PS5. Sorry, PS4 owners.
Yeah, why would it be on PS4?
It's
only on PS5.
All right, that's it on super chat. So, gentlemen, that brings us to the end of our show. Thank you, Lord Cog, the boss, for chiming in. After coercing me to host the show.
No, salute, man. Y'all held it down. Yeah, you guys held it down while I'm away, man. But yeah, salute to y'all. Salute to the Lord. The round the chat was super lit, BadBit. Forte holding it down, giving us that premium knowledge. What'd you say?
We got another super chat.
Oh, get it.
Oh, we got Michael, aka Bedside Finance, with the $5 super chat. Forte, I have a question. What is the trade-in value for the Xbox One X Scorpio Edition? That's the one I have. I believe it's $200, brother.
$200, brother. All X's and all pros are $200.
Yep.
No doubt.
We're gonna get that day off.
No doubt. Let's get out of here. Like I said at the top of the show, I'm not as creative as Cognito, so I don't have a new poll.
It's all good.
We'll leave it to.
I got a poll.
Pause. Pause. We have the wise old gamer, as he always does, pulling up the rear. The wise old gamer with the final. Pause. I bought 6 PlayStation 5s and put my name on the receipt on Twitter. Which one of you PS boys lacking? I got you.
Oh man, wow. Yeah.
Yo, I had to hit him in the DM. He knew he was gonna do that right now. I had to hit him in the DM. So take down that picture. You got your phone number in there, and your information.
Yeah, you gotta scratch that out. So
Yes, sir.
yeah, let's get out of here. First off, big shout out to Mr. BadBit for coming through. I know he's a very busy man. He double booked, so he had to get up out of here. But big shout out, much love to Mr. BadBit, PlayStation Nation's finest, and of course our brother Gaming Forte. Tell us what you up to, brother.
Nah, man, it's great being here in the realm with you guys, man. Cog was like, man, I got to get Forte in there because it's gonna be crazy if I don't.
Yes,
but look, man, you guys kill it every week, man. It's amazing being here with you guys. I truly appreciate what you guys do. That's why I'm always going to be a supporter. But when it comes to myself, Gaming Forte everywhere, YouTube and Twitter, man. Check me out over there. Got a video going live on Tuesday morning because guess what? Tuesday morning is when Destiny goes live into Game Pass. Mm-hmm. So if you're thinking about jumping in, it's going to be a video live to tell you exactly what you need to do to get started before the new DLC comes out. So check that video out on Tuesday. Outside of that, man, shout out to everybody that subscribed to the channel, man. We hit 2,000 subs over the course of the last week.
Brother.
We making these moves, man, and it's all thanks to you guys. If it wasn't for you guys, the videos wouldn't be as good. Shout out to Addict for helping me out with the growth on the channel too. And my man Slow-Mo Backslap. My partner in crime, he's probably in the chat memeing me right now as I say this, but check us out every Tuesday, 8 at 9 p.m. DPS podcast, damage per second. We talk about all of the crazy things that's going on. It's probably going to be a little hot and heated because we haven't talked about this whole Sony thing on there yet, and he has some very, very big takes on what's going on. And then finally, Basement Radio podcast every Wednesday. My man Enrique, friend of the realm.
Yes,
one of the best people that's out there.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure you support that man on his channel too, because if you want the most unbiased, other than this show, that's the show you want to be on because we just talk about games, and that's the one thing that I care about the most. But outside of that, man, it's been a great show. Shout out to you. Be safe out there, Cog. We'd love to see you when you get back, man.
Thank you, brother.
No doubt, Lord Addict. Where can the people find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Lord Addict ILP. You can find me on YouTube at Gaming Addict. You can find me not lying like Sony.
Oh my Lord!
Oh wow! But it's definitely been a great show. We had at one point we had like 520. Definitely want to appreciate everyone for coming through. When Sovereign ends it, I'll play back his promo again for the people who missed it. And we'll see you next week.
No doubt.
You definitely want to see that.
Yeah, you definitely want to see that. Lord King, where can the 5 people find you?
First and foremost, I would like to definitely give a shout out to Mr. BadBit and Mr. Gaming Forte. There was a discrepancy with your jersey. Don't worry, I'm going to fix all of whatever. You understand what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So it was because of one company folded, and don't worry, I got you because I'm going back to the store anyway to go get some stuff for me. So while I was there, I was shopping for me, and I'm going to be shopping for you as well, sir. So expect to receive a package in the mail from me in this holiday season that will definitely jigify your situation. All right.
All right.
Because you've definitely been a great supporter, and I understand. So trust me, I got you. This was a great day. Give a shout out to Cog because a lot of times he flies here and there, and more so during this pandemic. I'm a little bit more nervous with the flighting and the procedures and what's going on because I haven't taken a flight anywhere during this time. So for him to be this courageous to do whatever he's doing and to get home safely, this is all I wish for. Guys, check us out on New KOS box right here. I got a couple of boxes that's over there. Go check out that last word with LordCognito and Ibantis. They had a returning guest. He definitely funny, funny show to definitely check out. And listen, give it up to Attic for putting on his trucker suit, and give it up to Saul for holding down the fort,
holding down around,
and putting his video. He's got his video up, and it's a beautiful video, man. Y'all got to check that out.
No doubt. The one thing I do want to bring up before we leave, shout out to all the writers at lordsofgaming.net. Yes. If you guys ever want to go over there and see quality work, I'll put the link in the chat. And I'm sure you see all these shirts, the banner back there behind King. You can always go to the website and get that from there too. And we'll see you next week.
You're not gonna get that at the website. That's custom.
Hold on.
Don't go there looking for that.
I'm about to say, hold up, that banner's on the website.
Cognito had one too. I thought it was on that.
Yeah, those are probably special order.
Yeah, that's a special order. They still have it.
Cog, where can people find you?
You know, man, out here chilling in beautiful Washington. But yo, good to see my brothers holding down, Cog. You know what I'm saying? Saw one of the duties on the mic. You know what I'm saying? Hold it down. That's what's up. I want to see more of that, sir. More of your face out there. So
I don't know what you're talking about, but
I like that promo. We got that little Latino community lit right now, so I'm happy. You know what I'm saying? Salute that.
We have a super chat though.
Yeah,
I got it. So we have Sin Vendetta with the $5 super chat. I'm a Scorpio myself, so I'm keeping my Scorpio edition to the end of time. And we have JD Gamer with the $5 super chat. Hate that I missed the show. I know it was on fire. I'll catch it on replay, no doubt, my brother. As for me, you know me. I'm Lord Sovereign. You know where you can find me, going to work. I'm about to have lunch with my wife and then heading out to do what I do. But big shout out to BadBit. Forte for coming in, joining us, obviously. My brothers, obviously, Cognito, for having faith in me to sort of man the ship while he's not here. This is
week, baby. Vacation.
This is terrifying. I will let you know that this is terrifying to have to sort of man a show and sort of direct conversation. Cognito is one of the best, and he really is. It's not an easy thing to do, and I hate doing it.
What's funny is I was going to do it, and Cognito's like, Soft could do it. It's like, okay.
He was quick to be like, okay.
Y'all both held it down, King. Held it down too. I was impressed with King. King was on good behavior. Thank you, Forte. You know what I'm saying? I thought it was gonna be knees and bombs on Baghdad.
It was still fairly balanced, man. It was still very, very balanced.
First of all, this early time saps my energy. Second, Twitter. I really feel sorry for the fans that were standing on that square and backing these dudes. That really believe that stuff, and now you're getting a cold splash of water in your face. But also think about what I said with that delay, man.
At the end of the day, look, I'm glad it's back to games. Let's just start talking about the games and back to the stuff and all the nonsense.
Absolutely. Guys, everybody, good luck. We're getting your consoles on Tuesday. Good luck with the re-up of PlayStation consoles. Hopefully, if you didn't get a pre-order, you can get it now.
Well, the Xboxes will come out this year, though.
And with that, we'll say goodbye. Peace. See you next week.
And watch this video.
Hi, this is Lord Sovereign from the Iron Lord podcast. As you guys may recall, a few months back, King David OTW announced an amazing giveaway for the Xbox Series X. Well, I'm proud to announce that the Iron Lords podcast will once again be giving away another console at the end of this year. And that console will be a PlayStation 5. You heard correctly. So, how do you get in on this amazing giveaway? Let me explain. If you're already a member of the realm, you're good to go. If you support us either on Patreon or YouTube, you already have a ballot to win this amazing console. And if you support us on both platforms, you have 2 ballots to win this amazing console, as you also have 2 ballots to win an Xbox Series X. So, if you're not a member of the realm, what are you waiting for? Head on over to patreon.com, go to the Iron Lords Podcast Patreon page, become a member of the realm to get your chance to win a PlayStation 5. You can also join us on YouTube/Iron Lords Podcast. Become a member of the realm, and you will also have a ballot to win a PlayStation 5 console. And if you want to support us on both platforms, you'll have 2 ballots for each system to win either a PlayStation 5 console or, of course, as King David said, an Xbox Series X. This is an amazing opportunity that the Iron Lords podcast are so happy to bring to our community because you guys give so much back to us. So again, if you're not a member of the Realm yet, what are you waiting for? Go out, join the Realm on either Patreon or YouTube. And until next time, I'll see you at the round table.